of shiny helmets, spandex jumpsuits, and strange monsters. These heroes force feed you a bowl of awesome that is the Tokudon Podcast. Join Carl, Josh, and Rob as they haphazardly welcome you to the exciting genre of Tokusatsu. Now, open wide.
I think I'm ready. Maybe, hopefully, technology doesn't hate me today. It's good. We'll be good. And look at all these wonderful faces. What's going on, everyone? So we have a super amazing event today. We're doing a little hashtag Global Satsu action. We got Henshin Ryu hanging out with us. What's going on, guys?
Hello, let's go.
Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, hello. I'm William. I'm from Henshin Rio. We are a Tokusatsu podcast. We talk about everything on Tokusatsu, even the indie series. We're starting to watch and talk about the Girls Heroine series, and I'm really loving. And I'm really pleasure to be here, and really excited for that.
We're super excited to have you guys.
Us too. It's nice. It's always nice to meet everybody. Seriously. Yeah. It's always engaging, and like we're all the same fam when it comes down to it. Same family.
Absolutely. You're a little low, Rob. Turn your mic up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it up. How's that? Better?
Keep going. Almost there.
Keep going. Almost.
Crank it up to 11.
Cranking it all the way up to 11.
I want to see them red bars. Let's get hot.
That's all she's got, Captain. That's all she's got.
There you go. That's better. Go ahead, Wilson.
Hello, guys. My name is Wilson. I'm also a member from Henshin Rio, and we like to joke with your audience. This is the kind of event that Henshin Rio is become Henshin River. You know,
there you go.
River.
Yeah.
Olá, todo mundo aí do Brasil que tá aí no chat. Hello to our friends here in USA or wherever you are in the world, because today is global. Today is Global Satsu.
Absolutely.
And are you ready?
Damn right we are.
Oh.
Go ahead, Rob. Why don't you introduce yourself, just because all of Brazil is out here apparently hanging out in the chat.
All of Brazil. Hey, guys.
No pressure.
I am the other half of Tokudon, Six Echo. We are one of the up-and-coming guys. We're kind of rookies when it comes to everything, so we're always excited to meet everybody. I am the straight guy to Carl's bad guy. So all of the villain talk is gonna come from him, but you'll get me for all the heroines and all the fun stuff that we're gonna talk about. Carl's really good about keeping us in the dark about all the fun stuff he knows, though.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna get into that today.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun stuff. And if you guys don't know me, I'm Carl. I was the one, busting David's balls for the last week on all the Heisei week panels. So that's me. What's going on, Brazil? How you guys doing today? So I also just want to say a quick thank you to all of Brazil. You guys are the second next to North America who watch our podcast the most. Like, Brazil alone does like almost the same amount of all of North America. You guys,
What?
yeah. Like we had, I think it was last time I checked, it was like 1,200 North America. Brazil was at like 800 or 900. Like,
Awesome, really awesome.
That's amazing.
yeah,
That's amazing.
you guys are amazing. So thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting us, and thank you so much for hanging out today. You guys are amazing.
It's a Brazilian thing, We like to party. We like to know other people. We start knowing someone and already like hugging the person,
Yeah.
It's all about love, and that's what Global Satsu is. That's bringing people together through Tokusatsu. That's what it is.
Yes.
That's where we start.
That's why we're here, and we're here today to talk about some Heisei Week. We just had that big event celebrating, just everything that's been happening in Heisei, and we're also moving into our 50th rider in general, Revice.
Big 5-0.
Big 5-0. How do you guys feel about Revice so far of what we've seen?
We are really hyped because when the conference for the announcement of Revise happened, we always do a live tweet here on Twitch, streaming the events. Né? So it's one of the most days that a lot of people show and talk with us, because when we do stream, we get a lot of 20 to 30 people on our streams. On conference streams, 100, 200. So we become like, what?
Everybody wants to know about the new rider.
Right?
Everybody wants to know.
So we're really hyped for the new rider because it's a anniversary season. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of forms based on the past Kamen Riders that we all love. But I'm kind of afraid because we know the history about anniversary Kamen Riders. Zio, Decade.
Yeah, definitely.
The guys on Brazil,
we don't like to talk about Zio.
Yeah.
We don't either. That's probably why Brazil likes us so much.
No, funny thing is, we talked that
the toys are amazing. The series?
It's a reminder to be like, hey, it could be worse.
Yeah. It's a bar to a new low. You know?
A new low.
Yeah, so in Brazil is strange because we all talking that, Zio is crap. Zio is not good. But we have 3 podcasts about Zio. On Henshin Rio. So we talk, we are the most podcast that talks about Zio that hates Zio. So, so we are hyped for Revise.
Is that a say? It's love and hate are the same. Is the same thing? Love and hate. We hate Zio. Let's do another podcast about how much we hate Zio. No, and the funny thing is, here in Brazil, we just have 3 Kamen Rider series streaming officially in TV. 2 on the 90s, and now we have Zio officially.
Okay.
Before we have Kamen Rider Black and Black RX, and 30 years later, we got Zio.
There you go.
And it was a big problem for us because the company responsible for that, Seto company, was the company to bring the new Kamen Rider. So they made some surveys and talk with the community. What Kamen Rider do you like? And everybody was like, please bring builds. Please. Oh my God, we all want build.
We really like build.
Nice.
And the problem was the header of the CEO of Seto companies just came to one of his guys that helping him. So, there is Kamen Rider build that everybody loves, but there's this Kamen Rider is known as Zio that have all of past Kamen Riders. So the head of Seto company look and say, all of Kamen Riders in one series? Of course, that series is gonna explode and people gonna love it.
Big brain.
It's meant to win. It's a winning combo. How can it not?
Yeah.
By 1, win 10.
So what happened? We got Zio, and everybody was like, "Why Zio? There's so many good Kamen Rider seasons to bring, and you bring Zio." But
better than nothing.
Is that what we got?
Yeah. I mean, you're right. When it comes to at least after 30 years, I mean, to get everything at once, at least you can at least see it and have it, and at least be like, okay, that's what that rider's supposed to look like. I'm sure that's gonna be great. Like, I can't imagine how it was to get all that and then get it represented in that way. So I sincerely apologize that was the zero that you guys got.
Unless we have the Toy Tokusatsu World channel, they bring now Heisei Riders. It's just 2 episodes per rider, but is some official stuff coming to us too.
That's awesome.
And the most important thing, they bring the best Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider Capital just
There you go.
became available yesterday, so I'm like, yes, the people's gonna know about God Tendo. The people need to know
Grandma's gonna
about
tell
God
them.
Tendo.
Of course.
That's
There's
awesome.
not
The guy. So there's a guy on the chat, Bruce. He's a friend of ours.
Mhm.
He was the one guy that bring all the Tokusatsu people to cheer and ask for Kamen Rider build. He's
Okay.
the most build fan that I know. And he was like, let's go, got a big build. He built a hashtag. We all were like, build on Seto, let's go to bring build. And we got that.
How did
Yeah. So thank you, Bruce, for the try, but that's what
we try.
Bruce set up the Brazilian branch of the Blade Gang or the Build Gang. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna. That's who you need to help. You're gonna get it.
That's awesome. Speaking of the other series, since Rob wasn't here for the Showa panel, I was trying to tell him and poorly explain him on Chetosaurus. If you guys, would you like to tell that story for the folks that may have missed it during the Showa panel?
Explain.
Let's go. So in the 90s, Brazil was a big country with a lot of Japanese tokusatsu. So on the first time, like in the middle of the 80s, we got Changeman, the Super Sentai, Dengeki Sentai Changeman, and the Metal Hero Shokusei Jaspion. So the people, when these two series come, Brazil was like, oh my fucking God, it's the best thing in the world. Whoa. It was like, people were, they built circles to make some shows. We got toys, and legally toys. Now we got a branch in Brazil called Glass Lich that bring all the toys of Changeman, Jaspion, and the Brazilian thing was, whoa, let's go, bring more Tokusatsu. And the Tokusatsu came. So we got Flashman, Maskman, Kamen Rider Black and Kamen Rider Black RX.
Yeah.
And a lot of other less known Tokusatsu series like Bicrossers.
Oh my goodness.
Greedman.
Lion Man.
So that series was amazing. The people were like, wow, let's go. So what happened? In the late 90s, the Tokusatsu as a general got a decline. So in Japan, like in Brazil, people talk about this because it's all Power Rangers' fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally a misconception, in my opinion. I think it's Power Rangers is a lot of other thing, and Power Rangers was starting, and the people was like, "Whoa, Power Rangers is so awesome!" You guys know what happened in the 90s with Power Rangers here.
Oh my God!
So the people was like, "Whoa, let's go Power Rangers!" And Power Rangers was more cheap to bring to Brazil than the Japanese Tokusatsu. It's more easy. So in the late 90s, we stopped to bring Tokusatsu to Brazil. The last series was I think was Black RX. Nevis? I think it was Black RX.
Yeah.
And the people was like, oh, we don't have more Tokusatsu. Yeah. So what happened? The people that like Tokusatsu in that time only watch that Tokusatsu. And that Tokusatsu was aired in a TV called Manchete. TV Manchete. It was the house of Tokusatsu in Brazil. They bring all the series. Was the channel that brings
was the most
Saint Seiya
for it.
Yeah, they bring Saint Seiya. That in Brazil is a huge thing. Is
that's awesome.
One of the most loved anime series in Brazil. If you think about that, Brazil maybe is the responsible for the success of Saint Seiya out Japan. Japan sends to say to two places, France and Brazil, and the Brazilians buy all the stuff. All the stuff. It costs $1,000. Brazilian was like, fuck it, I'm gonna spend it. And they spend it.
You know what? Why not?
No judgment. So Manchete was the big TV. So when the decline of Tokusatsu came, the Manchete TV was in a decline too. They don't have much other TV series to be famous. The Tokusatsu was in the decline. So the TV Manchete went down. But because we don't have any other tokusatsu coming to Brazil until the mid of the 20s, they lost the context. The people were like, oh, they don't have no tokusatsu, I'm gonna stop to watch tokusatsu. In the mass, the people were like, oh, I'm gonna see some of the Power Rangers because is what I have, what I got. But
Power Rangers always come to Brazil.
Yeah.
Normally.
Never stop it. Never stop it.
But in that time, back then, we don't have internet like we have nowadays, to search about it. Né? So have some places here in Brazil, like in São Paulo, have this neighbor called Bairro da Liberdade. There is how am I gonna say, William?
It's a Japanese immigration neighborhood.
So
the biggest Japanese immigration neighborhood.
For people living there, was kind of most easy to find other tokusatsu related stuff, like old VHS,
Gotcha.
with series without subtitles at all, just the record stuff from Japan and come to Brazil. So people watch it, so have this little group of people who knows a little more about tokusatsu than pass on Red Manchete.
I got
so
you. Okay.
What happened this absence of tokusatsu in Brazil? So the tokusatsu fans that time, they got stuck. They only watched the old series.
Yeah, a lot of nostalgia.
But they are a big chunk of the tokusatsu fandom in Brazil. So they are a lot of vocal in the social community. In the social networks.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of groups. The groups was like, oh, Manchette's the best time. Oh, the place for the Manchette people.
The golden age of Toku.
Yes, stuff like that. So they are big community because we don't have other series to form another people. We don't form any new generation of tokusatsu fans in that time. Because the anime fans, they keep growing and new generation have come. Oh, yeah, Sensei stopped to play. No problem. We have Dragon Ball. Oh, no, don't have Dragon Ball. No problem. We have Naruto. So the new kids that was watching new series were getting into the anime fandom because they got a new stuff. They learn to like new stuff. That Tokusatsu fandom didn't learn how to like new stuff. So they become a lot of stuckers. And in the beginning of YouTube in Brazil, we got a lot of tokusatsu content creators, but they focus on old stuff, and that becomes a big snowball. We have a big snowball of old tokusatsu fandoms. But in the middle of the 20s, we got broadband internet. So the Brazilian was like, okay, now we have internet. Let's pick all the tokusatsu from Japan and sub them. And the people was like, oh, is that a new Kamen? You like what?
It's still going on?
And the people was like, oh my God. And
that's amazing.
The Brazilian people,
and no more stuff like, what? Just Kamen Rider is like from the 70s,
because now we have internet. We can
not only Black Kamen Rider.
Yeah, because for the Brazilian people, Black Kamen Rider, for that kind of people, Black Kamen Rider is the first Kamen Rider. It's the only Kamen Rider. There are no other Kamen Rider.
Not wrong, because how they know? How they should know?
Hell is
right?
Who is Kuga? What are you talking about?
So in that time, I am not. Me and Wilson, we are childhood friends. So in that time, we are not watching Tokusatsu because we don't have how to watch. In 2006, I got broadband internet. Okay, where Kamen Rider? What Kamen Rider I have to ask? And I go to the Brazilian Tokusatsu forums and talk. Whoa, what Kamen Rider should watch? And everybody was like, you should watch Kabuto. Watch Kabuto.
Was the rider from that year?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I was like,
watch this amazing guy.
Okay, I'm gonna download.
I
was like, okay, I'm gonna download Kamen Rider Kabuto. I have broadband internet, but not a very good broadband internet. So I took 1 month. I took 1 month to download all the Kamen Rider Kuga episodes. 1 month.
1 month.
So
old internet, right, guys?
Yeah. download via torrent.
Old internet, yep. When you could sit there and watch the.
Yeah. So I bring Kamen Rider Capital. I give to Vilsa. You need to watch that stuff.
Yeah.
And that time we all came back to Tokusatsu. So in Brazil was like, yeah, Tokusatsu is back because we got a few tries in the early 20s. We got Ultraman Tiga in the TV, and people was like, oh, a new Tokusatsu. We are like 5 years without Tokusatsu on TV. So Ultraman Tiga has one problem. The series starts with a little no anime. It's known as Pokemon. So the people was like, oh, there's this series about a giant guy that passed after my Pokemon. So the people was like, okay, I'm gonna watch Pokemon and I'm gonna turn off my TV. So in that time, Ultraman didn't get in Brazil because it was all about Pokemon hype.
Yeah.
You know what happened. I was in the Pokemon hype. Wilson, let's go play some Pokemon Game Boy.
Yeah. Everybody. And
So-
a little after Ultraman Tiga, we have had Ryu Kendo.
In 2009.
Yeah.
Was
that's a
another attempt to bring Tokusatsu back. But he suffered from the same problem because Ryukendo starts with a little known anime is known as Full Metal Alchemist. So the Brazilian was like, oh my god, Full Metal Alchemist is so good. And everybody was like, let's go Full Metal and forget about this guy that is a tiger lion with a giant sword. So the people was like, okay, but what happened? When the broadband internet came and the internet forums, milk chats start to getting strong in Brazil, the people was like, oh, let's start a Tokusatsu community and talk about the new series.
Yeah.
But the people was not, most of the people from the Manchete era was not like, I'm not gonna watch that new Tokusatsu.
That Black
Because-
Kamen Rider, that was the real Kamen Rider.
Because
Not-
people got the
Not
contact.
Rider, yeah.
Yeah, because the people got contact with these Kamen Riders and Flashman, Changeman, and they thought that, oh, Tokusatsu is for the grow-up kids. It's not for the little kids.
Yeah.
Really?
When so they were like, oh, let's see, this new series is for the little kids. I'm not gonna watch this because I'm not a little kid.
Yeah,
I'm a grow-up man that watch adult Tokusatsu.
like Black Kamen Rider.
Oh, like Black Kamen Rider. Oh, it's two adults. Yeah. So we, on the people of the community that consumes new Tokusatsu, we thought, oh, let's make some jokes about that, guys. And the people começaram a start names for these guys that only talk about Tokusatsu. So we got, okay, we need a joke that you know, the manchete and something old. And we like, and the popular term was Manchetosaurus, because they are the dinosaurs from Manchete's time. And in Brazil, we have a little problem with this guy to me, because what happened in Brazil? These guys that likes old Tokusatsu, they are aligned with alt-right Brazilian politics. It's really strange. Brazil has a big movement in alt-right people in terms of policies. You know that you from United States know that the big Trump arise. In Brazil, we have a president that is
You don't even like to.
they really love Trump. Our president, he loves Trump. He told on the TV that, oh, I really love Trump. Trump was like, I don't love you. And he still continued, I love Trump. So what happened? We on Henshin Hero and some of our friends from tokusatsu.com.br, from Senpu, from Mega Power Brazil, there are other channels and podcasts about Tokusatsu that are not aligned with alt-right politics, are starting a movement in Brazil to stop the association with Tokusatsu and alt-right.
That's good.
Because we have this problem. It's really a problem.
Yeah.
Because in Brazil, we have these guys from the alt-right, and they are really strong in pop culture in Brazil.
Yeah.
So the most known pop culture channels in YouTube in Brazil are led by alt-right guys. So we have to talk. We are starting a movement because these guys are big. So there are guys like, oh, I have 1,000 followers on YouTube, and he talks about, oh, that Wonder Woman. Oh, he's destroying my childhood. Oh, that Captain Marvel movie is bad because they have women. That kind of
Really?
yeah. This is big in Brazil. It's complicated, but it's big in Brazil. So what we are trying to do and talk and starting a movement about people not aligned with that, but in pop culture. So we have some kinds of groups. So Henshin Hero is a recent podcast. We started in 2018. But we have friends from Tokusatsu.com. They are working with Tokusatsu since 2008. They are really old. And they are formed like in Tokusatsu events. So let's regroup all the people of Tokusatsu in one place and talk about it, sing Toku songs on karaoke. So let's try to bring some actors from Tokusatsu to Brazil. And they got it. They got the Jiraiya from the Jiraiya series, Takumi Tsutsui.
Nice.
And the Brazil has a lot of love for Tokusatsu because in Brazil we have thank God we got a nice branch that brings some Tokusatsu actors and Tokusatsu musicians to Brazil with a lot of times. So times I watch shows from Hironobu Kageyama, Akira Kushida, so Masaki Endo, Shinichi Shihara. So we are like, oh, let's go to this anime event. And we are like, oh my God, the guy that's ready to go, Count Zero, Kamen Rider. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna die. My dream is becoming true. Yeah. So Brazil was a nice place to love Tokusatsu, but we are trying to fight against these alt-right people that are trying to take that place from us.
We from Henshin Rio, we are very proud that we create a very nice community, with people with a lot of taste for Tokusatsu, old Tokusatsu, new Tokusatsu. It's all the same. It's what for the art. And when we talk about the people who just love the old Tokusatsu, the Manchestosaurus, we don't hate this guy. You can like whatever you want. It's not a problem you like just Black Kamen Rider, just Pion, etc. The problem is when they say things like this new show sucks even before you watch it. Watch it. This new show sucks because I have an example here. Because the new rider is pink.
When Decade became all the people was like,
they destroying my childhood. The new rider is pink.
It's no secret Revice is the same color as the pride flag. I'm sure that's going over real well.
And this is strange because Henshin Hero has a nice community because we developed a place for the LGBTQ people to talk about Tokusatsu because that's alt-right places was not good for them.
Yeah,
we made a place that in our team we had a lesbian girl in our team, and when he came to our team to join our podcast, we launched an episode about LGBTQ characters in Tokusatsu. And the guys from alt-right was mad. What? That's not happened, Tokusatsu.
No.
You're imagining things. You're destroying my series.
It's not just an adult thing, mature. It's a man thing. It's macho. You have to be very macho to watch Tokusatsu. You got offense.
And it's that kind of stuff that you see more, like for example Revice itself, but the community that we're a part of has that ability to transcend all that and to make it a point where it's not a point. It's not about any of that. We are fans of the same art. We are fans of the same thing, even though we might disagree. And we agree that Zio sucks, but we're just gonna say that. So we're just gonna go on. life goes on.
Yeah.
But, I'm sorry.
You're coming in very low still, Rob, just so you know. Looks like the chat's mentioning
Carl, I
it.
have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
How's that?
That's better. I'm sure if you just eat it, you'll be fine. Just eat the microphone.
Fine. Okay. All right.
SMR.
Welcome to the new Tokudon. We're gonna do it like this from now on.
America for Kamen Rider.
So, when I talk about old tokusatsu in Brazil, I had a thing to talk.
Nice.
When I talk about the success of series in Brazil, and I talk that old series are really popular, in Brazil that's so big that Jaspion that I talked early is really, really big in Brazil.
Yeah.
So Brazil was so big in this.
For Tokusatsu in Brazil.
Yeah, it's the cinema.
If you want to explain to someone who don't know what Tokusatsu is, you just say it's like Jaspion.
Yeah.
The people automatically know what you're talking about.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I got you.
So what happened in Brazil? Seto Company was the brand that bring Tokusatsu to Brazil. They made a partner with Toei Productions. So, Toei, can we make a Jaspion movie? And Toei was like,
Oh my god.
yeah. So Brazil is gonna make
And then
a
Saudi
Jaspion
Arabia
movie.
legend.
But what happened? Tokusatsu movies are expensive. They're not cheap.
No.
What happened? First we need to get some money to make this world. And in Brazil, most of our movies is made by government money. You go, you subscribe to a cultural incentivation program, and now you can take this money, make your movie, and we are going to provide for you to make your movies.
Yeah.
But what happened? Our
gotcha.
new president, they hate culture.
Yeah.
Most pop culture. So when he become president, go, okay, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna destroy the branch that talks about culture in our government. So
Oh my god.
what happened?
It's that bad, guys. It's that bad.
Yeah. The movie doesn't have any financial to make, but people in Brazil are really hyped. What happened? So the company was like, oh, I cannot make a movie now because I don't have money, but I can make other things. So they talked to Toei, like, can we make a manga about Jaspion?
Yeah.
Officially, continuation to Jaspion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got it. It's this.
Nah,
We have a
Brazil
officially-
exclusive sequel.
Yeah, we got officially manga continuation of Jaspion.
Yeah.
And
If
my
there is
God,
someone
that's
in
incredible.
Japan,
yeah,
if there is someone in Japan who still likes Jaspion and want to know what happens after the series, he have to come to Brazil to buy
the strange thing
this comic
is,
book.
in Japan, Jaspion was not a success series. So
Yeah.
Japan was like, oh, we want to make a movie about Jaspion.
Why?
Take the shit and make it. I'm
Get
not
outta
gonna
here.
spend it any money.
Among our friends, we like to joke around about this and talk like, imagine how was the talk, the negotiation about this, and like Sato Company coming to. So we really want make a Jaspion sequel, and Toei like, why?
What the fuck is Jaspion?
What the fuck is Jaspion?
What the fuck is Jaspion?
Call someone. We made a show called Jaspion.
Was that the shredding company? Did they take our paper? Jasper?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
You want to leave it? Yeah, it's yours. Do whatever you want with this. We don't care.
Yeah. So because of that, we have in Brazil a Jaspion manga.
Yeah.
I really hope that Seto Company and JBC, the editors of this manga, someday can bring this manga internationally.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot of fun for you guys on the United States to read, because you can buy on Amazon, but the problem is the language that is gonna be a problem for you guys to read.
You can,
But
you can try like use Google Translate.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But But here in Brazil we have, and it's a really nice story because this was made by an actor, Fábio Yabu. He was
Shout
a
out.
guy that made a lot of fanzines in indie comics about Super Sentai. He has his own Super Sentai, Combo Rangers, and
Combo
he was like, oh, gonna put some Power Rangers and Changeman and
Search
stuff
on
in
Google
my
to know
comics,
about
and
Combo
he's the best. He's the best, for as far as I know, in Brazil that make comics about Tokusatsu.
Yeah.
So when they call to make these mangas, oh, we have to get Fábio Yabu to make, and he was like, oh, he's a really nice guy, and he made this story. And we did an interview with him when he made this manga.
Nice.
He's talking about the process to make it, and it's really manga. And the JBC told that if this was a success, they're gonna make another and more Tokusatsu manga. The problem is
about the Tokusatsu that was released in Brazil.
and this started a big trend in Brazil. So Tokusatsu is coming back to Brazil.
What?
In manga format.
That's
Jasper was the first to exploded.
Yeah.
So in the last few months, Brazil has published some of Tokusatsu mangas officially here. So Wilson has one. He's at the we recently published the manga from the first Kamen Rider by Shotaro Shinomori.
Okay.
So
Nice.
Very cool.
He was
Nice.
the Wilson has one. Meu is
That's
coming.
dope.
That's the first Kamen Rider manga, and we are gonna have Kamen Rider the first. Of course, we are gonna have the manga of Kamen Rider Black because the Manchester Saurus
'Cause of
love
course.
Kamen Rider Black.
and Kamen Rider Black manga is something. We even have a podcast about it.
He's a really
Even
strange manga.
before we know there is gonna be a official release of the manga here in Brazil,
Yeah.
we do a podcast about it. But it's nice.
Yeah. So other companies that publish manga in Brazil are like, oh, we have to get some Tokusatsu manga. So we got like, oh, this brand is gonna bring Kamen Rider Kuga manga to Brazil. Aí people are like, whoa,
nice.
Kamen Rider
Yeah,
Kuga. Yeah, and another company he's gonna bring Spectrum Man manga. I don't know if you guys know Spectrum Man.
About Spectrum Man.
You know about
Spectre Man.
Yeah, it's a Tokusatsu that the villain is a monkey with blonde hair.
That's fine. We're okay with it.
It's a Ultraman like kind of,
Yeah.
but it's really old.
This
like,
is a man in a suit. That is quite the suit.
Yeah.
He's wearing a wrestling belt. He's literally wearing a WWE Championship belt.
Yeah. And his villain was like a pink shirt, a pink suit with blonde hair and a monkey face.
Yeah.
That-
Dr. Gory. the
Dr.
name.
Hori. So this manga is gonna be published in Brazil. And when they announced it, the Brazilians was like, "Who asked for that? Who asked for that?" Nobody was like, "I really need to read Spectrum manga." Oh, really?
No.
The people was like, "What?"
But that's because even before Rede Manchete, I have Tokusatsu in Brazil. Old shows in like black white shows. Yeah, like National Kid. I don't know if you guys know about National Kid. It's a
No.
I don't know how old this is. But
He's
like,
really old. He's black
my
and white.
my mother asked me, you never record a podcast about National Kid?
And we're
Oh,
like,
no.
"No, we are not
No,
gonna watch that."
It's very like I watched the first Godzilla movie from '56, but it's good, a good movie, even in black and white, that old stuff. It's a great movie. But National Kid, I tried to watch it.
It's really bad.
It's really bad.
Yeah, because National Kid was a series
I mean,
released in
for a
Japan.
kid, could be great, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem with National Kid is because it's
yeah,
a series
that's
in Japan.
National Kid. That's National Kid.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
funny thing
this
is,
guy,
he's a
this guy.
superhero.
It's like Char. It's like Char with like a weird flick of
Yeah. And he's before Char. The funny thing is he's before from Char. So
Yeah.
the thing about that I think is awesome is because National Kid is a series that was released in Japan to promote a home appliance company. So we're like, oh, we had his home appliance. He was our mascot. Let's make a Tokusatsu series about our mascot.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, and he fights alien invaders, né? And the invaders from the
Venusian Incas.
Venusian Incas. It was like, who came with that idea? Venusian Incas.
It's a reflect of their time.
Yeah, so it's a really strange series. But see, so in Brazil também we have the Ultraman manga. You know the Ultraman series that streams on Netflix.
Yeah.
3G.
Yeah.
We have that manga before Kamen Rider and all this manga, but they didn't explode because Ultraman has a strange relationship in Brazil because we have 3 series of Ultraman that pass here. The first Ultraman, Ultra 7, and Return of the Ultraman. But they passed on the 70s and the 80s. So it was another generation that saw those
Our
series.
grandpas, you know.
Yeah, our grandpas watched those series. So the people from my age, the people from my age that has the same age that me, they didn't watch that Ultraman because they are even born in the time that they pass.
Yeah.
So the Ultraman manga, it's really awesome. I really love. I love the Netflix series, but they don't sell a lot because the people of Brazil does not know about Ultraman a lot in that time. Now Ultraman is kind of more popular because Tsuburaya is doing a great job to bring Ultraman to the West. On Brazil, when we have a big anime event called Anime Friends, is the biggest anime event in Brazil. In 2018 to today, Tsuburaya made their agreement with Anime Friends, and every year they bring a live stage show to Brazil.
That's awesome.
In Brazilian people, me included, I was not too much in the Ultraman stuff. I was watching 2 series in that time. So I was like, oh, let's go see that. We don't have that stuff, but let's see if the live stage was something good. It was like, oh my God. Live stage is the best experience in the world.
No, well, you can see the eyes of the people on the audience sparkling, seeing the Ultraman beat the shit up of
a giant belly. Was like,
William, como é que eu falaria inflável?
The people were really hyped. It was a toy with a lot of air and
like a balloon guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it was a big, really big. And the people was like, "Oh my God, I never see something like that in my life."
No, and
I was one of these guys.
Yeah, it was a life experience to see that because we always watch it on TV, on our computers, etc. It's okay, it's fun, but see in live something like, oh my God, this is something I could see in Japan, of course, but I'm in Brazil and watching in live. You know, it's something as more special. You know.
Yeah, and Tsuburaya made a really nice effort to bring Ultraman to Brazil. So when they come, it was a nice thing because a lot of kids in our time didn't watch Tokusatsu. The kids of 9, 6, 7, 8, they don't watch Tokusatsu. No, on Max, Power Rangers, that is a whole other stuff. Right. But when we are on the anime event, we see a lot of kids was like talking to his dad, Father, what is this stuff?
That? Yeah.
What's so
awesome shit I'm watching?
And his father was like, I don't know, but I'm liking. I don't know, but it's really awesome.
Shut up, kid. Yeah.
Bruce asked if you checked out their butts though, because that's the most important part.
Of course.
Butts, it's a very important part of Tokusatsu.
Yeah.
I still don't know how Chase gets into his pants, honestly. Those things are tighter. Or oil or something. I don't know.
When
it's a heat gun that they just kind of compact on.
When Real Soldier was airing, you know, we watch it weekly, and every episode have the butt shot for Bamba. Every fucking episode. I'm not complaining. I
appreciate it. I get it. I understand.
Yeah. It's a very beautiful butt. Thank you, Owen.
Yeah. In Brazil,
they know what we want.
In Brazil, we have we pray, we make some hashtag for more butts on Tokusatsu and more male butts. Stop with female butts. We want male butts.
We already have female butts before.
We have a lot of male butts. We want male butts on
More
Tokusatsu.
man butt.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great.
Viviani, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you.
Oh,
Hey man,
Yeah.
thanks for the joint.
He really needed to hear the Manchetosaurus. That's honestly,
Okay.
it was too important to never not have you guys explain it on
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it still cracks me up every time I think about it.
it will become a tradition. We are always explaining
You have to
for
explain it.
someone new what is Machetosaurus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a part of me is now complete now. I have a bigger picture.
I mentioned it like every episode since like we had the Showa panel like a couple months ago now.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm glad we could finally bring it back around so he could be a part of that joke.
Yeah. Now
I
you know.
think I think you guys in the West always have like the nostalgia people,
Yeah.
who watch it that shows when they are little, and nowadays they talk like there is a new He-Man series on Netflix,
Yeah.
like, and they, oh my god, this is not the He-Man I watched. Same for Tokusatsu. It's always, né?
Yeah.
No, sometimes nostalgia can be a very toxic thing,
Yeah.
and nostalgia is normal. Everybody could be nostalgic about something, but
Yeah.
just open mind. There is so much shows, good show. Like, how can someone watch it? Like I said before, Kamen Rider X8 and say it's a bad show because the Kamen Rider is pink.
We did for a long time, to be fair.
Yeah.
Wait, so let's explain, because when we were starting our podcast, we were like, our aspect is the critical. We like to criticize, but it comes from love. We know that Tokusatsu is a beautiful thing, but when it's goofy, that's what we like to make jokes.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's the magic.
when we saw X8's promo, and the first thing that got me were the eyes. Okay, the eyes right away.
The Google eyes.
Yeah, that was my first thing, and yes, exactly. And his big buggy eyes, and I'm like, okay. So now I was
It
still
was not
kinda-
even the SD form.
yeah. Excuse me. I think I was only watching Kamen Rider for like I was like the third year, because I had started with Gaim.
Yeah, you started good. You started good.
I started with Gaim. So
Shout out to David.
So you guys started with Kabuto. Kabuto is like right here with the expectation. Like that's Tendo is like here, and then I had Gaim, and then I had to beat that with a god, and I'm like, well, why?
It's okay, have two gods.
So when we saw that the promo, the eyes set me off, and I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna be okay with it, because it's really different. The pink alone, I was like, I'm having flashbacks of Decade
Yeah.
was so bad. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. I think we got the first 5 episodes. Yep. Now,
Just passing through.
and here's where the moral of the story comes. We didn't watch it at first. I didn't watch it until I think Build. I didn't watch it until Build was airing, and it's Zio promos, and Zio was already like 5 or 6 episodes in, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna watch X8 because it's really less painful. And I watched all of X8, and as I was watching, and Carl could tell you, as I was watching, I'm like, you know what? I was so wrong about how I felt about this show. Like, oh my god! And from then on, it took golf to a whole direction where now it's like I might criticize, but now I have a whole different approach. I'm all positivity. It's all good. Everything's gonna be great.
His jadedness has softened.
Yeah, but that happens. I have the same problem with Guy. When the promos of Guy start to pop, I was like, oh my god, fruits.
Yeah,
Fruit.
Oh, yeah.
like what are they
Dancing
doing?
and fruits.
Fruits and dance. Dancing was not a problem because I'm a dancer. So I like, oh yeah, more dancing Tokusatsu. I love when Tokusatsu have dance. So I was like, but fruits, man, samurai and fruits. Oh my god. The other guy has a banana lens.
And,
A banana lens.
and before game airs, we like it will be so cool if we have a samurai Kamen Rider, right?
Yeah, what's
Like,
Whoa.
like we have a Shinkenger before, and the Samurai Super Sentai. So it's hard to imagine who will be like have a Samurai Kamen Rider, and then they give us Guy.
It was
in
like
the promos.
and I was like, Shinkenger is my favorite Super Sentai.
Yeah, it's great.
Best in my heart. So, oh my god, a Kamen Rider series about samurais can be the best Kamen Rider series of all time. But why fruits? Why fruits? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this stuff. I was like, oh my god, fruits. Yeah. Oh, the first episode was like, oh, the dance was good, but fruits. And when I got to the 10th and later the 20th episode, it was like,
the plot twist.
whoa, that's one of the best Kamen Rider series of all time. And take for the fruits. The fruit has a purpose, and we all in Brazil we all talk about. Oh my God, the Kamen Rider gimmicks has nothing to do with the series. I was like, oh, this guy used astro switches. What astro switch has come to his powers or to the stories? Oh, the guy puts a pen drive in his brace, and why a pen drive? Oh, they just want to sell some pen drives, and they don't have stuff.
And rings.
And Kamen Rider was like, whoa, that fruit. That fruit is part of history. It was like, oh, yeah. So I was like,
the forbidden fruit.
Yeah, it was like, yes, finally, a Kamen Rider series like the gimmick is part of the history, and it was nice to watch. So,
I also want to catch up on some follows here real quick. Bruce, ODM, and Regenerator, you guys are amazing. Thank you. But yeah, I had a similar thing with Kamen Rider Drive where I didn't like it at first. The first time we watched through, and sometimes it is also like a week to week thing when you have that week in between episodes. It hits a little different than when you marathon it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that definitely helped when I went back. I think I started watching it again right around the time we did Rider Week. I started watching it again, and watching it through it has become probably one of my favorite Kamen Riders. Kamen Rider Drive is quite fantastic in my opinion. Far cry from how I first originally felt about it.
Yeah, I was that with Saber. I watched Kamen Rider Saber and was like, oh my God, I can't watch this series weekly. I can't.
Yeah.
Because nothing happens, and they take a lot of time and talk about a little stuff, and nothing happens. I'm gonna marathon, and watching Saber in the marathon format was being great for me.
Yeah.
But
Saber it started off at like a breakneck speed. Like it started so fast.
Yeah.
And everything just kept coming in form after form after form. And I'm like, that's amazing. But why? Like, why do you need another power-up that you're going to use twice in the same episode?
We're gonna have to sell these toys, boy. Buy, kids.
I know I'm gonna buy it. I know, but I'm interested in your story. My wallet is yours. It's fine.
Yeah.
Bruce says we believe in Kenzan supremacy.
Yeah.
I watched this week Saber episode. I still not stand for that. I hate Kenza. But
I mean,
cool.
I saw the clip of the fight. That was pretty cool. I'll give him that.
No, the fight was nice.
That fight was pretty sick.
But he's still a shit character. Opinions, right?
He's very shonen. It's very shonen for him.
Shonen.
It's like he's doing the route of like the I don't know. It's almost like the rushed secondary character, like the bad guy. I don't know. It's so badly done that it's like I want to feel it because they're trying hard for us to feel it.
Yeah.
But it's like, why him? If it was like, I don't know, Dai Shinji maybe give us a little bit more on him. I would have liked something more. I mean. How caught up? Have you caught up, Carl?
No, not at all. I stopped when we had the CG run. That's when I stopped. I was like, and I'm good for a while.
Yeah. All
right. But anyway, when you do, you'll see. To prevent any further spoilers.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, our Manchetosaurus talk was too good to stop. So I want to get some Heisei week in here. So if it's cool with you guys, if we could talk some villains, since we did the villains panel, I want to hear some of your picks for that stuff. What is your favorite villain in all of Kamen Rider?
Will be too much cliche if I'll say Evolto.
What if I said, since everyone knows it's Evolt, what if I said no Evolt pick? You can't pick Evolt.
It's no Evolt. It's fair. It's fair.
I accept the best villain ever. What's your favorite villain?
There is a lot of good violence in Kamen Rider, but one of the ones I really appreciate was the director in the Kamen Rider Force School. I forget his name.
The principal?
The principal, yeah.
The Hierophant switch.
Yeah. So he was like a good character, and was amazing that the series don't bring him like a real threat, for a school environment, at least like when you're a kid and you're in high school, when you look at the principal like a menace, he's if I screw up, they will be putting me detention, will fight with me, etc. So I think it was well writing, for the vibe of the show. And at the final episode, sorry for spoilers for Kamen Rider
let's
Force.
go for it. Whatever.
10 years, only 10 years, guys.
I mean, it's only been a bit.
It's so cool that beside they be the final villain, Gentaro still want to be friends with him.
Yeah, but Gentaro is the best people. He's the best.
So and he accepts, he breaks for the power of friendship. A lot of punches in the faces before that, but in the end,
It's an expression of love.
Even though this man was like, I'm gonna sacrifice this whole cafeteria to hug some aliens. I'ma hug you, bro.
I don't know if we can call it a villain at this point, but one of my all-time favorites too is Dankuroto from X8.
Yeah, he's
a villain. I would still call him a villain.
We can call it anti-hero. Maybe.
Anti-hero. Yeah, that's a better way to do it. Yeah.
But from a good part of the show, he was the villain. So he's very cool. I love how crazy he is. I love the Kuroto. I stand for this guy.
Thiago said a nice fan. The best villain is Shirakura. I'm totally with him. He's right about that. But
he's the best Twitter villain. We're talking about series villain.
But for me, I think the best villain in Kamen Rider for me, I think is Joker Undead. Just because of the character.
Okay.
That last fight. Kamen Rider Blade is
Carl, you okay?
so amazing.
Blade Gang, sound off in the
Blade
chat.
Gang, Hashtag Blade Gang. Let's go. Man, that fight is one of the best fights in Kamen Rider history. So it has a lot of feeling. I'm a guy that really loves fights with a lot of feelings. So for me, when we talk about a good anime, shonen anime that has nice fight, it's not about the animation. It's not about the effects. It's my heart against your heart.
Yeah,
who has the best heart. That's why like Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann is my favorite anime. It's all about feeling. It's only feeling. And when I saw that fight in the last episode of Blade, I was like, oh my god, that hit me so hard. It was like, yeah, that's the kind of shit that I like. I think Joker's and that is one of my favorite. It's my favorites. But yeah, my Kamen Rider is a stuff in Brazil. Again, the history of Manchistosaurus. We had a lot of in Brazil. We had a podcast that we made about villains in Tokusatsu, and that podcast was a really problem for us because when we talk about the villains in Tokusatsu, we put our president in the thumbnail of the episode
Oh no.
with the face of Magarin, the villain from Jasper. So the alt-right was like, oh my god, how you can use our president supposed to be your shitty Tokusatsu show? No! The Manchester Saurus was like, we have to destroy Henshin Rio. He can't talk about our president in that way. In that podcast, we talk about how made good villains. Né? So in the history, the most strange for me is Kamen Rider has a lot of nice villains. But when we talk about that, the people was like, oh, I don't like villains. Oh, you're talking about villains, but our president is not a villain. Our president do good for us. And we're like, man, it was just a joke. You know, we talk about,
and jokes aside, it's not like our president helps himself, you know, because it's like, I don't want to vaccine people for COVID-19, you know, like that.
Oh.
yeah.
So he's a Manchetosaurus. I get it. I see
Yeah,
what you're saying.
of course, he's a Manchester Sun.
Of course.
Of course. Definitely.
Oh my goodness. That's really what it is. Oh my
Word is
goodness.
just gonna be associated with that. I'm just gonna giggle every time I hear it. Like,
Sorry about that.
no. To continue off your point for the emotional feeling when you have a rider when you're in a show for a villain. For a long time, I always felt that Baron was my favorite villain because of the emotional journey he went through.
Yeah.
Until Horobi.
Horobi's
Horobi
nice.
showed me a level that because it was everything, but what edges Horobi over Baron for me is what he took from the main character. You know, Baron was a villain because he was an obstacle to Kota, but it was just for the same goal. These two had two different goals, and he did everything he could to get there, even killing Izu.
Don't cry.
No, it's okay, I'm fine. So yeah, so that's why I think Horobi has become my favorite villain because
and gonna be
everything
serious,
he did.
that last fight him with Zero
Oh,
One.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that fight with the black and the flashes,
Yep.
punches and faces. Oh, that fight is so good.
So good.
It's so good. It's so good.
Direction
the
was
one
on
thing,
point.
yeah.
in that fight.
001 was very pretty, very
Very
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And given the world collapsing around them, I think they did that ending very, very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Lucy Thanos, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm with you, Will. I teared up a little bit talking about it on the panel, but it's Joker Undead and Hajime and just that entire journey and how he's really the protagonist of that whole show. So
Yeah.
he's the actual protagonist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great army.
Who do you guys think is the most evil villain? Again, excluding Evolt.
Yeah. No. So talk about this in Brazil. We have a big cult of Shadow Moon.
Shadow Moon.
That guy is from the Manchester Saurus people. They talk that Shadow Moon is the best villain of all time in the world, and nothing's compared to that.
You're just literally describing Neo Shocker. Like that's just Neo Shocker.
Yeah. So in Brazil, we made a lot of jokes about that people because the people are like, Kamen Rider Black is the best series, and Shadow Moon is the best villain, and we use our. I have all this video in my cell phone. Every time that I see a Manchester Saurus talking about, oh, Shadow Moon is the black Kamen Rider is the best villain. No, you know that he loses to Kamen Rider Black, and not the Kamen Rider Black that you like. It's the Kamen Rider Black from W, and he's one of the most awesome and humiliating fights in the history of Tokusatsu. And I always send these videos for it from the time when Shotaro fights alone with the Joker memory, and he spanked the shit out of Shadow Moon. And I was like, what is Shadow Moon?
And it was like was a Japanese movie made for the Japanese people, and they made the entire construction of the movie to make Shadow Moon awesome. Shadow Moon is the villain who beat all the riders to that point. And then comes W in that amazing scene, Decade on one side, Shadow Moon the other. Whoa, a green rider. Whoa, a black rider. Oh no, it's both because it's half and half. You know,
Yeah.
and then W beats Shadow Moon like that.
It's like a 3-minute clip. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really was, and it wasn't fair because it's like, how do you even? Where do you go from that to be like, all right, so that's like if some sketch a guy like a 2D character just socked Goku in his face and he dropped dead. That's
Yeah.
literally what that was like. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Bruce says that Gamo from Forza, it's Sagittarius, by the way. I misspoke. It's not Hierophant. Sagittarius. I don't. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Persona lately. That's why I thought Hierophant.
But Bruce is a Persona fan, just like
Okay, so Bruce, you know what I was talking about. But they think the Sagittarius is the most evil villain because he sold drugs to teenagers, and drugs are bad.
Yeah. Is that kind of stuff like you watching the show and Astro switches, they become monsters, and then Hero comes and beat and fight with the monster. Nice, but when you think about it, what's behind the script, you're like, oh my god, that's a drug reference.
Wild. I love it.
We could do hours on the subtext of Kamen Rider.
Yeah. On Henshin Rio, we made a whole episode about drugs in Tokusatsu. But with all the analogies.
On that time, it was based just in the Hazard Trigger.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Because all that.
Because Sento used the Hazard Trigger to become stronger, but has consequence. And it was like, it's like drugs. I never was drugs, but we know how that work. And it's a moment of pleasure for after that you got sick and bad and stuff. So Hazard Trigger was that, and we can see Toei like put this message in the shows to you think about it. You know, it's not like just a superhero show. Have a message, have something to know about that and bring to your life. You know, life lessons.
Yeah. I dig that.
Yeah.
Coming to think of like truly evil, I couldn't think of anybody that I liked more, like over Baron, but it's like in terms of evil, he's not truly evil. He's just doing evil shit. So
he's not evil. He's a teenager.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's angsty.
Like, yeah, I don't know. The only other one that kept popping in my head is was the I'm sorry, the wizard villain. I couldn't remember his name, but like, him doing
Gremlin.
everything. Gremlin, thank you. His entire arc, he was strictly evil the entire time.
Yeah,
and that is to me, I think, within the rules that we were agreed upon. So.
Bruce also says Towser because they made 01 bad for about 15 episodes.
He's not lying.
Nope, not at all.
It's not wrong.
We're not going to talk about the business trial arc.
You know,
I think they punished his character with the final dog thing. That's a definite fitting punishment for him to be a little boy. Like, all right, sorry, he's a little bitch. We're sorry.
But talking about violence in Kamen Rider, I think we have to talk about not one character, but an entire race of characters. That is the Grongi from Kamen Rider Kubo.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, they play games to kill people in the weirdest ways. Like, I'm gonna kill the most quantity of people by walking backwards with a truck.
Yeah.
Yep. It's crazy when you think it. Like, people in the show, the notice, the news talking. So 300 people died today because Grongi, and we don't know shit about them.
Yeah.
The Grongi I am a huge fan of just because they put so much work in. I talked about it a little bit on the panel. They put so much work into them. They put a history. I love anything that has mythology in Toku. When it has that, like, Oz is the old king and the battle of the old king, and like Kuga was the same way with Dagobah, and like they have that mythos behind them. And the best part about Grongi is they even went as far as to give them their own language, which I always thought was super cool. So
Wow,
yeah,
so cool.
the Grongi are such an underrated, like, week to week villain faction. It's I love the Grongi. They're so cool.
Yeah.
They are dope.
Grung is amazing.
I have to agree with Bruce on this one too. I have to agree with Bruce. Oja is a pretty terrible person.
Yeah, no.
Oja's pretty terrible.
For me, Hoja is not even people. He's just a being.
He's a dick.
Yeah.
There's evil and there's Oja.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about again Zio, but talk about again Zio.
Let's
You
talk
watch
about
it, the
anyway.
Rider
Let's go.
Times, I believe. You watch it, the Rider Times
Mhm.
from Ryuki. Man, in Ryuki, there's a scene in that Rider Time that traumatized me when they talking and kill a guy in the middle of barbecue. The guy just pop, kill them and keep eating. I watch it like, what the fuck? Is that allowed in a Kamen Rider show?
I'll never forget. I think it was it X8 where he had his first comeback. There's a point where he's fighting a bunch of the riders, and I forget who it is, but he takes like a 2x4 and just beats the piss out of someone. I don't remember which series it was, but oh my goodness, that was when I was like, yep, I remember Oja. Yep, he's still a problem. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're getting a little long on time here, so I don't want to keep you guys forever because I could honestly do this all day.
We are here for that. We are here for that.
Okay.
You can talk to how much
Yeah.
you want.
What was your favorite moment throughout Heisei Week?
Ooh.
Talk first, Fuse.
So there was a guy that you guys mentioned a big thing. I think his name was James Gunn.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about James Gunn stuff.
He's a little known director. I don't know if anyone's heard of him.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that is a new movie from him right now. I think
there's whispers. There's whispers. I'm not sure.
that's
Yeah,
what's
I
so
mean,
cool. So cool.
How awesome is that? That
Yeah.
this guy is kicking around to help us promote. That was, to me. I know everything about the 50th anniversary is amazing, but the kind of fire that starts, can't match.
Yeah.
James Gunn.
And-
Yeah.
And basically, they say, yeah, Suicide Squad is Tokusatsu because I did it and it's mine. So if I say Tokusatsu, it's Tokusatsu. Period.
Yeah.
Like that,
Now, stuff that we always talk about in our podcast, in our lives, was, I really want that Tokusatsu from Japan or the people from Japan can make some movies in the West, because I'm a really big fan of Koichi Sakamoto. For me, he's the best director in Tokusatsu. I watch everything that he does, and I'm a really big fan. So my princess dream is like, please, somebody on Marvel, on DC, on Warner, or any big company, calls Koichi Sakamoto to direct one action movie.
Yeah.
Just one action movie. Because when I see a Marvel movie or a DC movie, a superhero movie as a whole, they don't have good fight scenes. And most of them, we have some one and other, but the most of them don't have good fight scenes. It's all, there's a jump cut. Oh, this cut. You can't see even a punch going from the one place to another. Like, and when I see a Koichi Sakamoto Tokusatsu, just like Ultraman Zero or Kyoryuja, Force
Yeah.
or Space Squad that has
even
awesome fights. Awesome fights. Oh, all the good stuff. I was
Yeah.
like, this guy needs to direct a
Yeah.
big Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
Like just like I dream about James Gunn or Guillermo del Toro to direct a Tokusatsu movie.
Yeah.
Guillermo
Why?
del Toro. If
Why?
Guillermo del Toro got his hands on Amazon's, that
I-
movie would.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think that Guillermo del Toro can make. He's a big Ultraman fan. He has a lot of photos of Ultraman characters.
Mhm.
I think just imagine a world when he sees stuff like Pacific Rim, but with Ultraman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna die?
he's very adamant that Gamera is his favorite like kaiju movie ever, the original Gamera. So if he was the one who rebooted Gamera, because obviously it's been quiet for a few years now, that would be chef's kiss, beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
A Gamera movie, he's gonna call his guy for let's make Gamera gross.
Yeah.
His art director is I'm gonna make a gross Gamera, but we're gonna love this gross
Exactly.
Gamera. He was like, he's the best person in the world, but he's ugly.
Gamera's gonna have like
Yeah.
eyeballs in a weird spot, like on his hands or something, and then
Yeah,
Like Shin Godzilla vibes, you know?
yeah, but he's a good person.
He's ugly. He's beautiful.
All the spines will be all flaily. It'll just.
Yeah.
But my favorite part in Heisei Week was like the James Gunn part. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this guy's got it. They talk with the guy, and please, Toei, the guy told, please give him a chance to direct a Kamen Rider
Yep.
Super Sentai stuff. He
Yeah.
wants to do that. Yeah.
And I think what a lot of people, unfortunately, from, I don't know, I'm sure you guys saw some of the comments too. A lot of people were like, oh, we don't need a Western director directing Tokusatsu and all this. And like, James Gunn is all this, that, and the other. It's like, you're missing the point. This man who has more followers than any of us ever will combined is talking about Kamen Rider. So
Yeah.
that's the point. It doesn't matter if he directs it or not. The point is people talking about Kamen Rider and Toku to spread the love.
and the stuff that I talk to people is was like, man, it's really hard to go to a friend of mine that doesn't watch Tokusatsu and talk, oh, you want to see this stuff series that guy has a belt the size of his chest, and he puts some stuff and fights some monsters, and they're like, of course not.
What?
Skits stories. And this is funny because Marvel movies, we made a whole episode about this, but Marvel movies is just like Tokusatsu. They just don't admit it. But it was you when you take the format, the way that to tell a story, the people that they want to watch the movies
Yep.
are the same. It's the same. But we from West is more easy to us to consume that kind of material. Just like, oh no, he's a superhero. The people assume that, oh, I'm gonna see goofy stuff and I'm not gonna complain about this goofy stuff. But when you pick a guy like James Gunn, oh, he's gonna direct some Kamen Rider movie. The people was like, oh, he's the guy from Suicide Squad. I love Suicide Squad, so I'm gonna watch this movie. And the people was like, so this is the stuff that my friend Will talked before about the guy that really has a big belt and some stuff that he puts in the belt, and it was like awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I
kind of
want to buy that toy. I want more. You know?
yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Like, and if we see like Tsuburaya just released a comic book about Ultraman in US by Marvel.
By Marvel.
Yep.
Yeah.
you
It's
know?
fantastic
Yeah.
too. I don't know if you guys have read it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, we launched an episode this week about this comic.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
Yeah. And like we can say example too, like the Godzilla movies recently launched by Legendary. You know,
Right.
they make Godzilla a thing again. You know,
Yeah.
the Godzilla's like, oh, that monster from Japan. You know, now Godzilla is trending. It's people talking about it. Godzilla vs Kong and Godzilla King of Monsters was a big thing.
Yeah.
Jokes aside, because the kaijus are big, you know. But I love kaijus. I love Godzilla. It's one of my favorite things.
Wilson is the kaiju specialist of the Henshin Hero. He's the guy
There
that
you
watch
go.
all.
I
all
don't
the
know if
kaiju
you guys
stuff.
knew this, but I'm a pretty big fan of kaijus too. I know that's a big secret.
Really? I don't know.
I don't know if anyone knew that, but that's kind of my thing.
So
Right?
when Godzilla vs Kong was released in Brazil, I think in US também, I was like, friends of mine that didn't see any Tokusatsu in his life was like, I'm Team Kong. I'm Team Godzilla.
Yeah.
And the people were arguing in the internet, just, oh, your monkey needs a axe to fight my lizard. And, oh, but your lizard had radioactivity to fight my monkey.
Yeah.
And the people was like, whoa, he respect my monkey. Oh, you respect my lizard. And I was like, oh my god, my friends are talking about Tokusatsu. I don't know what to do.
They don't know they talking about Tokusatsu.
Yeah.
But they are talking about it. And that's what like Carl say, is that we want to use James Gunn for, you know?
Yes.
We want
he's the jump on.
yeah, they so I gonna make a Kamen Rider movie. Original or like make a movie about Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight was releasing in USA, adapting Ryuki, you know?
Yeah.
Make a movie about it.
Yeah.
Don't care. Just make people talk about Kamen Rider like they
Exactly.
talk about.
Stephen Lyon, every day on his Twitter was like, if they call me to make another Kamen Rider, I will definitely go.
Yeah.
And they are not calling him.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. So my favorite moment from Heisei Week was I don't gonna say James Gunn because it's obvious, but my favorite moment was like a kind of bittersweet because was amazing. Watch the panel and the talk, but I was jealous because was the talk with the guys have stores.
Yeah.
They sell stuff in US, and here in Brazil is very hard to get Toku stuff, you know. Not like, oh, we got a manga about Jaspion, we now got the Kamen Rider manga, but it's kind of affordable, you know, accessible. But toys, belts, action figures, it's very expensive. Our money, like compared to the dollar, is como é que eu vou dizer, William?
Because we have a bad president, so he's so bad. He's so bad that before him, the Brazilian money, the real, was like 3 reals is $1.
Yeah.
Post him, we are like 5 reals is $1.
Yeah.
So we are like, oh my god, everything is double the price.
Yeah.
It was expensive, now it's double the price.
I got this Rider Kick figure from Build for like R$60. And aí você converte aí pra mim, William.
Algo em torno de $12. Né?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
For like, it's very expensive, so it's hard. So I watched the panel and guys talking about all the stuff they can buy from Kamen Rider. Like, oh my god, it's so easy to them. I got into one of the store. I forgot the name of the store. You can remember from me, Carl. One of the stores.
There was Tokulectables. Was that it?
Yeah. And I got into the online store of them and see they have that set from Sodo.
Yeah.
From Kamen Rider Kuga. All the forms from Kuga. I go, how much will be to send that from Brazil? It'll something like 1,000 reals.
Oh goodness.
For Brazil, yeah.
Oh goodness.
Big one. And I see, from you see, we really like to collect the stuff. Wilson, can you show him your stuff from Gundam? Wilson got like
we're gonna get into Gundam. You want to get into
No,
Gundam? That's
because-
a whole other podcast.
No.
We have another podcast about Mecha.
We can get into Gundam if you want. I got like 3 kits chilling right here.
Look-
Yeah.
Look that.
Like-
Look
That's
that, Carl.
only the boxes. Only the boxes. Let me get.
So we really like toys for the series that we like, but
There
the
you
problem
go.
is,
I have my 30-minute missions I just finished sitting right
Oh,
here
30
hanging
minute
out.
missions.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
awesome.
my 30-minute missions.
Yeah, they are really awesome. So in Brazil, we have a brand of Tamashi in Brazil, but they bring so little stuff.
Yeah.
So little.
We can bring. Oh my god, I want to go buy a lot of stuff. We have to. Oh, we have 3 options. And none of these 3 options is a Gundam that I like, or a Kamen Rider that I like, or a
And
Ultraman that I like.
sometimes it's really overpriced. Recently, the Tamashi Nation Brazil brought to us the entry grade from RX-78.
Yeah.
And like it's a $5 kit, you know, a $5 Gunpla.
Yeah.
For us is como é que é 150 mesmo? Ele é...
Yeah, something about $30 for us.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Entry
so
grade for
really
$30.
overpriced. And was really hyped for this, like, oh my god, cheap Gunpla.
Yes,
That's
I'm
what it's
gonna buy
mean, you
everything.
know? And good, it's not cheap, it's even really good Gunpla, the entry grade. But was too much expensive, so
Yeah.
is but like the problem is not the product is expensive, is our money have no value.
Yeah.
Because we have a bad president. So, yeah.
We have,
Yeah.
It's like we have literally a super violent from Tokusatsu as president. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Where is my Kamen Rider?
So you have Shadow Moon.
To
Got it.
save us.
Yeah, we have like a Shadow Moon. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's my W, my double to save us?
Yeah.
I need a hero. Mariah Carey, please. I need a hero.
So Bruce mentioned you guys may or may not have a card game and board game collection as well.
Yeah. Felipe,
I have that disease too.
yeah. You know, Felipe from the early panel.
Mhm.
In 2014, I was like, oh, I was nothing to do. I need to make some little friends. So a friend called me, oh, we can go to this event. They're a friend of mine called Philip. They made some. They put people on the shopping mall and they can play some board games. I never play any modern board games in my life. I was like, okay, let's play. And 1 year later, now I have a collection of 50 board games in my house, and I'm still buying. And I'm not gonna stop.
It's almost a wall
Yeah.
entirely of board games.
Yeah, and we are just stopping because pandemic. Now we can play
Yeah.
board games with our friends either. But when the pandemic ends, oh my god, I'm gonna play until the dawn, because.
And for you, Carl, what was your favorite moment from Heisei Week?
Yeah, you were involved with a good amount of them.
Yeah. Honestly, my favorite moment is the same every time of them. It's getting to hang out with all the other content creators that hang out in the Toku world. That's honestly my favorite part. Like I am no one. You know what I mean? Like I'm just a little dude on the internet talking about stuff he loves, and I love doing it with people like you guys, like everyone who shows up on the panels. I love just talking about Toku in general.
Yeah. Então, so in Brazil it was nice to do one thing is when I talk to you that there's a lot of guys from the far right. They have their own group, so they all unite together. They make some lives with all of them, and they talk about. And we from our group we are kind of lost because we don't have that much of content creators about that. But sometime in 2018. We talk with a friend of ours, a podcast that inspired us. The friends from Senpu, they have a podcast. It's really old. They're almost in 300 episodes, talking about only of Tokusatsu. And we talked to him. So we want to have some friends that are not from far right.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you are not. And can we make a group of not outright people that like Tokusatsu, and we start to hang out with this guy. In 2018, we made an event. It was a really nice event. We grabbed our friends from Senpu, our friends from Tokusatsu.com.br, the most old website about Tokusatsu in Brazil, and our friends from Mega Power Brazil. They are the biggest channel about Power Rangers in the world.
Nice.
They are Brazilian. It's really crazy. That's because awesome. They in sometimes some news from the United States come from Mega Power Brazil, because
Also,
the
they
last
leaked
news
it
about
first.
the year that the new Power Rangers movie is gonna come, they were the people that got the leak, because Hasbro was doing events about selling toys to Brazil, and one of the documents say, "Oh, it's gonna be a movie in 2023," and it was like, "What? What? We have a date?" And the Americans were like, "Oh my God, Brazil got us! Brazil got the news that the new Power Rangers movie is gonna release by Hasbro." And they are really nice people. They are really friends, and they are big in Brazil. I think that they are the biggest Tokusatsu channel in Brazil. They have like
That's
one 1,050 fans in the YouTube channel. So
That's awesome.
they call us. We made some panels and we talk about a lot of stuff. We made an interview with Ricardo Cruz. He's a Brazilian member from the band Jam Project. I don't know if you guys know. It's a famous anime song band. They sing the song for One Punch Man.
Okay.
They sing the song
guys.
about
Okay.
all the Super Robot Wars games. They are a famous Japanese band. They has a Brazilian member. This Brazilian member come to our live to talk, and we got a Tokusatsu actor to talk on a panel with us.
amazing.
When Felipe got to Japan in 2014, they go to a bar of a lot of Tokusatsu actors that retired. They have this train. They have a restaurant or a bar. A lot of them have this. Kamen Rider Black has this, and
It's the sick retirement plan.
yeah, it's crazy because most of them made bars or
You can
restaurants.
be a Kamen Rider forever, right?
Yeah, and the most
It's
amazing
ours
stuff
too.
that
That's why we called it Tokudon. It's just
yeah, yeah. And, the fun stuff that a lot of them made the bars and restaurants thematically about the series that they work. So the Kamen Rider Black actor has a restaurant. In his restaurant has a statue of Kamen Rider Black, the stuff that he used in the series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Felipe got a
Falando
call.
da Jota aí, gente.
Yeah, Felipe got a call with one of the Kyoryugers, the Kyoryusian, that
Kyoryusian.
he's American,
Got it.
but he talked with him, and we go to and we got his contact. And when we made this live, we called, "Oh, we're gonna bring because again we are fighting against Machestosaurus." So when Tokusatsu events come to Brazil, they always bring old Tokusatsu actors. That's not a problem. I love a lot of them, but they never bring anything post 2000. It's only 90s or before. And we got when this guy was, fuck it, we're gonna have an actor from past 2000, and we got it. He talked with us. He was a really nice guy.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
for us was the biggest moment when we got we are watching, we were, oh, we are not alone. There are some people with the same alignment with us. There are people who want to talk about Tokusatsu. Little as we know, we are not the biggest, but we are nice people, and we make the stuff to bring more people to us.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
was a really nice moment. When you
We
talk
just want
about
to make friends.
Yeah.
Talk about Tokusatsu. It's
Yeah,
that's
it's the stuff
simple.
it's the stuff that we
That's
most like.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the best part was you was talking to the people. For me, to me, is the most fun part. I think
Yeah,
to be
absolutely.
here and talk with you guys was
Yeah.
amazing because talking about Tokusatsu is the stuff that I most like. When people every second when I talk about Tokusatsu, I have this what you saw that that has this tendency to scream, to exaggerate my movement.
Get excited. Yeah.
Yeah, because I really like it. So when I have the opportunity to go to talk with friends with that, when we go to anime events and one of our listeners come to talk with us, "Oh guys, I really love your podcast. You're really nice guys." And I feel like, Carter, we're nothing, you know.
You know me.
You know me? I'm just a guy who talks about choreography in Tokusatsu.
No,
You know?
and that's really nice because I remember one of the last events we attend before the world's end, and,
Before times, yeah.
we just on the stand with Tok stuff, né, from tokusatsu.com.br, and have a TV just pass clips about of various shows, tokusatsu shows. You know, music, highlights from episodes, etc. And people just stop in front of the TV, like watching, and start talking. Like, whoa, that moment was amazing. I love it. It was that and more people getting around, and just naturally talk like people I never met before,
Yeah.
and talking like we were best friends because of
And we were like, 1 hour
Magic.
conversation about
Yeah.
about Tokusatsu. We're like, no, this is the. Let's talk about that. We can talk about. You can talk shit about Tendo Soji. Not my friend. So I'm not gonna let you talk bad about Tendo Soji, my friend. So we are starting talking and stuff like that. And the fun thing that talk about Tokusatsu is not because of being recognizable about that, but to talk about Tokusatsu stuff with the other people. When we go to these events, and sometimes when they got some Tokusatsu actors, they thought, oh, one of the guys from the staff of the event talk with me, oh, I see that you guys like real Tokusatsu, and we have in Brazil is kind of when you do an event in bring actors to us, they only do interview with the big stuff, the big channels, né? So in Brazil, we are really small niche. We doesn't have any content creator on Brazil that has the impact of the biggest of the pop culture stuff. So we are kind of lost now. People talk, oh, you can't talk with them. You're too little. But and sometimes we gotta,
big enough to even be.
but has a moment when the guys from Anime Friends talk with us and talk, yo, I listen to your podcast, and I know that you are really passionate about Tokusatsu because the other channels there was like, oh, Jasper's coming, so we have to talk about Jasper because the algorithm says we to talk about Jasper.
Yeah.
And most of these content creators are not really Jaspion fans, and they got us opportunity to talk alone with 3 actors, and was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Oh my god, I'm gonna die because you was Jaspion.
I met Jiban.
Yeah, Wilson is a really big Jiban fan. I don't like Jiban. I was like, oh, he's a bad Japanese RoboCop. But
Shut up.
but Wilson loves when the actor from Jiban came. Wilson was like, oh my god, I'm frozen. I'm frozen. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I was
don't
so
know what to
happy I pee a little.
Yeah, and for us, and we made an interview with them, and we have the translator with us, talk with him, and we was like, oh my god, this is the best moment of my life. I never think about it. I'm gonna have this opportunity.
Like,
and for me, it was crazy because in events before when some actors came to Brazil, I was Hiroshi Watari sometimes came to Brazil, and Charivan is one of my favorite Tokusatsu shows. I really love that series because the actor is so good. Because in that time of Charivan, he was actor and he's suit actor. He do the 2 roles. Yeah. And see that guy jumping, rolling, fighting, and still make the actor stuff in the series for me was like, oh my god, this guy is my all-time hero. And when I came to the event and I talked with him, I was okay, can we do a Henshin post together? Of course we can do a Henshin post together. I was like, I'm gonna cry. I can cry. I can cry. It was, oh my god, and this is stuff because for me it's also because I got this opportunity because I like to talk Tokusatsu, and has the opportunity to talk Tokusatsu with more people is the most fun stuff for me to do here. So
we dream about they bring when we can have events again. And stuff. They bring us some recent actors from Tokusatsu, like they bring Sento from Build, bring Toma from Saber, whatever. Just bring this guy because we watch the show not officially, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
bring Zio. I don't care. You can bring So Kuno.
We hate Zio, but when Zio comes, I'm gonna say, "Oh my god, I love you,
I
Zio, the
never,
best series."
I never talk bad about Zio. I love Zio, my favorite show. But it's like meet your hero.
Yeah.
Yesterday I watched on TV. Today is in front of me. Is that stuff that matters? I think.
Especially doing things like Heisei Week and getting the word out
Yeah.
there. The changes are coming. The bigger changes are definitely. It's clearer and it feels more sure to say that there is a change that is coming, and we're just working our way there, and it's definitely gonna be big.
No, for me, watching you guys getting some release from Japanese stuff that you don't get it, because Brazil, we got some kind of privilege. We in the 90s we could watch the original series. You guys just have the Power Rangers stuff and stuff like Masked Rider from Saban or Big Bad Beetleborgs that you're like, oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
And now
VR
you have
Troopers was great.
yeah. So now you guys
got like
have
3 Tokusatsu shows in one series.
yeah. And you guys now has contact with Kamen Rider Kuga, Agito, all the Ultraman stuff officially.
Yeah.
Oh my god! If I was in the United States, I was spending all my money on the Milk Creek Blu-rays of Ultraman because I see that on. Oh my god, the best stuff in the world. I want to buy it. It's so close. In Brazil, for you to know, in Brazil, Jaspion, I will talk. Jaspion is really famous. And sometimes in the mid-20s, the Brazilian stuff was like, oh, let's release some Brazilian tokusatsu in DVD for us. And the Brazilians was like, oh yes, the dream's coming true. But the brand that has the rights, they are pretty crappy. And look what happened. They release a Jaspion box with DVDs. And they talk about like, let's release the box, and who's gonna buy the box is gonna get a little toy from Jaspion. And the people was like, oh my god, I'm gonna spend all my money. Oh my god.
I need all of them. Give me all.
So what was the problem? The brand was not really good in bring stuff exclusively, this kind of toys and stuff like that. So we got a Jaspion toy that becomes a really big joke in Brazil. I'm gonna put the link to the toy here on the chat by the Henshin Rio name. Take a look. How awesome is this Jaspion toy? And the people was like, "You are kidding?
Yeah,
really? This is an official toy that you released for us?"
Ooh. Hang on, let me see if I can pull it up because I don't know if it'll load in the chat.
I can't see it.
The people in Brazil was like, "Oh my god, this is really bad."
I don't want to look.
The people in Brazil on the chat already know about this toy, so they are like, "Oh my god, I can't look. I have to close my eyes because
Quem é BR já sabe, né?
yeah." And it was really bad. So the problem with Tokusatsu in Brazil is the guys has owned the rights, they are not fans. So when I see the stuff that you have from Shout Factory and Mill Creek, you can see that these guys that are making these products for us, for you, they are really fans. When you see that box of DVDs of Ultraman, I was like, oh my god, this is too beautiful. Oh, you see the guys from Bluefin. Oh, you want Rider belts? Oh my! Oh, you like the X belts? Can we bring some CSM belts? And I was like, oh my god, their guys are getting CSM belts.
They got in this Heisei week. They got the Typhoon CSM.
Yeah,
and it's
Typhoon.
beautiful. It's what I think was one of the most beautiful CSMs released to this day, and it have the scarf. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Not just the belt, have the scarf. Wow, and it is officially releasing in USA. You can buy it.
Yeah.
Not-
So
not
you
really
guys
because
are living a great moment. So you are
It is.
making part of this is so awesome to watch.
and
So,
fighting for it,
Yeah.
talking with the people,
Yep.
trying to be in the Heisei week before that, month months ago, we have the movies on Toei Tokusatsu channel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The W movie, the Showa movie, and that was amazing. We here in Brazil, we talk to people, watch it,
Yeah.
and comment in YouTube em português, né? Em português, for Toei knows Brazil want
Yeah.
more Tokusatsu.
Yeah.
Suburaya recently he released the episodes from Ultraman Trigger with Portuguese subs. In the YouTube
Nice.
channel
Yeah.
officially. It's
Nice.
that's amazing. And we just want the same from Toei.
Yeah.
in Brazil, we have this joke on Henshin
Oh
Hero
no,
and our
no,
friends.
William, no,
No, I'm gonna talk.
no, no, no.
I'm
no.
gonna talk. We say that Suburaya puts Toei to suck some balls.
Oh.
And
I think in Portuguese is more funny.
em português, we say Suburaya bota Toei pra mamar. But
But
it's a joke because Tsuburaya really tries. Like
Yeah.
they
Like,
really tries to bring it.
everything
Toei was like,
Tsuburaya
oh, you
does
have to.
is-
Tsuburaya was like, oh, I'm gonna give you Ultraman. Toei was like, come to Japan and try to pick something from us, and was like, oh, don't do that with us.
Yeah.
It's just-
I mean,
it's just-
It's
obviously,
almost an unfair fight between
Team Rider affiliation and everything aside, like Super Raya is the standard for what we're talking about, right? Like the global
Yeah,
Satsu,
yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
the absolute standard for it. So I mean,
Yeah.
you're not off base saying that like that should be the model everyone reaches towards. Like I don't know
Yeah.
why it's taking so long, but we'll get there eventually. But yeah, Super
No,
Raya is
yeah,
doing
yeah.
everything right, and everyone needs to do it that way.
yeah, and we are
it's
seeing.
kind of weird too, because from one side we see Tsuburaya doing what they are doing, launching a new series of Ultraman weekly with subs and simulcast with Japan in the same day, and Toei launched 2 episodes of Kamen Rider Kabuto in YouTube and never talks about it again.
Yeah, and the problem with this that we talk about is of course the work of you guys from Team Rider are amazing because
Of course.
you started from the nothing, né? You really how to talk to Toei when but you didn't have any of our stuff
Yeah.
streaming our TV. Why Why can you know about this series?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, we are gonna do some baby steps. Oh, we have people that can buy your stuff. They like your toys. It was like, but they didn't watch the series. We all know that
Yeah.
we can do our way to watch our series.
Like,
Yeah, we do
they're
the
old, they're not
Gokai
dumb,
way.
they know.
Gokai way.
Yeah,
We do our Gokai
Shirakura,
way.
Shirakura says on the Twitter, we know that you
Yeah.
Gokai the stuff for you.
Yeah,
They're like,
we've known for years. Come on now.
yeah. So Toei was like, why are you not release officially? Because if they release, I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna talk to everybody in all of my social media. Watch, please watch. Oh, you like it? Watch the episode. Press F5. Watch again. Press F5. Watch again. Just to give views. For Toei was like, oh, they really love this stuff. They really watch this stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you see, I remember when the first episode of Ultraman Z was released on the YouTube, and we are like, oh my god, in one day the episode got 1 million views. It was like, oh my god, this is the biggest moment in Tsuburaya doing stuff. Anyway, I think it's funny because when you go to the YouTube channel from Hasbro in Brazil, you're gonna see that all episodes of Power Rangers Beast Morphers has more than 1 million views. Because people wanna watch Power Rangers.
Yeah.
People wanna watch Tokusatsu. And people wanna watch officially.
Yeah.
Why not release? And we can see here in Brazil, we always discuss about the sales, né? Because we have our friends from Mega Power, and they always talk with us how the Power Ranger stuff are selling well on Brazil because they have contact with the representatives of Hasbro in Brazil, and they can know about, oh, he's selling good, he's not selling really good.
Yeah.
And we also last week Toei released the relatory, the document with the sales of toys, né? And we see that Ultraman is selling a lot because Tsuburaya know that, oh, Japan can buy so much stuff, but the world can't. So let's release to the world. The world's gonna buy.
Yeah.
And we are seeing that Super Sentai sales are going down. And we're like, oh, people are not buying Super Sentai because they can watch, they can buy. And Kamen Rider still are rising on sales because stuff like you guys from Team Rider are doing. We are bringing the toys to SA to people to buy, and people are buying.
Yeah.
The project is working. The people, you are releasing more stuff. The people are buying this stuff because people want.
Exactly.
But these brands are like, oh, why? I'm not gonna release it. Man, just release it. I'm gonna for you to see in Brazil, Tamashi Nation. Again, about Jaspion and Manchestosaurus. Tamashi Nation is gonna release the Soul of Chogoki of Dailion, the Jaspion robot, giant robot.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's a toy about something like $300.
Okay.
It's a lot of money. In Brazil, was like 2-month payments, minimum month payments for people to buy just one Dailion.
Yeah, we suck.
What happened? In one day, all the sales of Dailion was sold out.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
People want to buy.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of money, but people was like, fuck it, it's Jaspion. I'm gonna spend it.
Yeah. It's my childhood.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the moral of the story, right? Like, if you just make it available, we're gonna buy it. That's literally all we're trying to say. Just let us buy it.
And we will selling in Brazil too the new Kamen Rider Black figure, the new SHF. You know, it's a beautiful figure. You know, it's almost like they jumped it from the screen. It's that perfect, and it's like almost
$100.
$100.
And they sold out.
Yeah.
The people really love Kamen Rider Black.
Yeah.
What we can do about it.
The struggles. The Toku struggles.
What? The
But
problem
we are
is
doing our
we have
part.
good taste.
Yeah, we are doing our part. We are talking about Toku. We are talking about order Toku because our in the recent days we are only talking about mostly of Toei and Tsuburaya stuff, né?
The big three, you know, Ultraman, Super Sentai, and Kamen Rider.
Yeah, but we have a listener of ours, Thiago, who was in the chat later. Before. He's work as a translator for a lot of series to Brazil.
Oh, very cool.
And he was made something I think is awesome. He's subbing the Girl Zero In series. Takara Tomy has a Tokusatsu series about magical girls.
Okay.
And it's for little girls. It's really, really, really awesome. And the funny stuff for me to watch is why, like, I know this series is. I don't know he's really nice. And a friend of me talk. You know who is the director of this series? I was like, who is the director? It's Takashi Miike.
Oh.
I was like, Takashi Miike from the Yakuza movies, the Crown movies.
13 Assassins, Takashi Miike?
Yeah! I was like, he's directing?
A magical girl series?
A magical Tokusatsu girl series? He's in the 50 series? They have 5 series? I was like, what? I need to watch this stuff. This is not happening. The one Tokusatsu I saw from Takashi Miike was Zebra Man. That was a parody. I love it, but it's a parody. And I was like, no, he's really doing this series for 5 years now, and they are really a success in Japan. I was like, okay, I need to watch this stuff. And I watch it because Thiago is subbing, and I was like, let's see. And I saw one episode and was like, oh my god, the transformation of the girls had last 2 minutes and a half. 2 minutes and a half of transformation and roll call, and I love it.
It's amazing.
And I love it because you see a girl with 14, 15 years, and he was using K-pop level choreography dance.
Nice.
It was like, oh my god, this is really awesome. And in the series is really fun. It's really dumb, of course. It's really dumb, but it's a stuff that is from Takashi Miike direct way. He's make a lot of goofy stuff, but really stylish goofy stuff. And I was like, that's the kind of stuff that I like. Yeah. This is more Tokusatsu than series that airs today from Toei, because it's really focused on kids. It's really dumb because it's for kids to laugh to and has a lot of good message. So the girls are like, oh, my name is Kirari, and I love to make people smile, and so I'm gonna fight for the smile of the people. And I was like, this was like Kamen Rider Fights or Kamen Rider Force.
You're my friend.
But but it's a really little girl making some awesome dance with 2.5 minutes of roll call, and it's 2 girls. When the 2 transform, you have 5 minutes of transformation.
There's just a full music video in there.
Yeah, and the girls sing the opening and the ending songs. The girls are amazing. So to watch this stuff from me is really awesome, because I love Yakuza movies, I love Yakuza games, and know for that one of my favorite directors of this kind of movies directs a series of Tokusatsu of magical girls. Oh, it's really crazy. It's really awesome. And now we are talking about more of this series in Brazil, because Thiago is a guy that's doing an amazing job. He's picking a lot of indie tokusatsus. So he picks, I'm gonna pick this tokusatsu from Indonesia. Yeah, I'm gonna sub. Yeah. It was like, Indonesia has tokusatsu? And it was like, yeah, Indonesia has a lot of tokusatsu. It was like, the strange thing is, the Indonesia's tokusatsu is available for you guys to watch. You know about that? In Netflix, there's a series about Satria heroes.
Yeah.
They're Indonesian. It's not available for Brazil. I was like,
oh
no.
My
God, I want to watch so much. Yeah. And Thiago was like, no problem. I'm going to translate. I'm going to put this available for you to watch.
That's like, a friend of yours. He's in the chat. He's Otoya I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he is every day go to Twitter, the Netflix Twitter, and ask, where's Satria Heroes for us? Every day I see they doing that. I admire the commitment.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It.
Yeah, we have a lot of passionate people about Tokusatsu. They do an amazing job. Otoya has a YouTube channel. He's a really nice guy. He talks a lot about music in Tokusatsu. He's a big Kamen Rider Girls fan. And he's the most known person I know that it's like this stuff from Kamen Rider Girls go, I can get all the information you want. And he brings to us. He's an amazing guy. And he's a guy to me that brings a lot of indie Tokusatsu. When he talked to me, we have a joke on Henshin Hero 2 that we love to see series that we see strong women beating the hell out of men. I love when I pick a Tokusatsu.
Like Yudona from Kiramei.
Like Yudona, like this kind of work, like Cutie Honey. I like this kind of Tokusatsu that has a really strong girl that beats a shit out of the guys. And it was like, you know that there's a Tokusatsu movie that has Mari from Vice, Escape from Go Busters, and a lot of other girls in Tokusatsu fight each other. And it was directed by Koichi Sakamoto, and has a lot of fighting and a little of nudity and a little of nudity. It was like, what? I think that Koichi Sakamoto only directed Tokusatsu stuff. No, there's this movie. It's all about martial arts. It's like Baki, but with girls. Okay. And live action.
You have my attention.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It's really like Baki with girls, but live action if with the girls that the Tokusatsu that you love. So you're gonna see Ayami Misaki. I was like, what? Ayami Misaki is a leader of a house of BDSM, and he fights with a whip. What?
That sentence.
The name of the movie is Aka Pink.
Aka Pink.
It's really awesome. But it was like, it's this kind of guys. I love the work that this guy do to bring this series that I never heard about it. It's like, oh,
Make us know
you should
about it.
watch. And I watched. I was like, man, this is good stuff.
I mean, just your
I like-
explanation, I'm like, oh my god, okay, I'm down, let's watch. Like, is it on now? Are we watching it now?
Yeah, like I know we are in the Heisei week, is all Kamen Rider stuff, and etc. But it's nice to expand your horizons about Tokusatsu
Yeah.
more than the big three. You know,
Yeah.
even sometimes even about Kamen Rider. You know, so I think there is people who never watch it or even know about the Showa Riders, you know, because it's too old.
True.
Yeah.
I think I don't like it. But recently we watched the first Kamen Rider
Oh,
series.
it's so good.
It's of course it's old now. It's a material from the time, but it's so amazing the
Yeah.
work they put in that thing with what they have. You know, they have like two stones, sei lá, dois pregos and do amazing show. You know, and it's kind of funny to watch it, the goofy part. Like there is an episode from the first Kamen Rider. They film it in a volcano, the Sakurajima.
Yeah.
And I like to talk about and joke around about how sweet actors and actors from old Kamen Rider series, they got really fucked up back then.
Yeah.
Like I want you to get on top of that building without
Right.
protection
Mhm.
and
Sure.
jump like 40 meters to the ground. You
No
know,
problem. How many
No
times?
problem.
Twice? Okay.
yeah. What if I break a leg? You know,
You walk it off,
I
you'll be
have-
fine.
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy they do that stuff back then. A lot of explosives. You know, I remember. I don't know if you watch it, the Marvel 616 that was released in Disney Plus.
Oh, no, I don't think I saw that.
The first episode was about the Japanese Spider-Man, or like we're gonna like to
Oh, wow.
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. Yeah.
that amazing Spider-Man. And they interview one of the sweet actors, and he said, so there were some scenes that the director talked. I want you to walk in this direction, and there is explosives, but we don't want to make you know where the explosive is because we want a real reaction from you. You know,
Good luck.
and they do. You know, they go.
Yeah, I was like, let's go. I have to
Let's
pay
go.
my stuff.
Yeah, and they do that for like a coffee and a piece of bread. You know, kind of.
Thank you.
And I think it's fucking dangerous, but it's amazing. Like that raw. It's raw. You know, it's almost primitive Toku stuff.
And when we talk about patient in Tokusatsu and stuff like that, I don't know you guys know on your country, but in Brazil, 10 years before, we had a lot of indie Tokusatsu fan films. Brazil was a stuff really crazy because we have a series that made by a fan. The guy was like, I'm a black belt karate man and I really love Kamen Rider. And he was like, I'm gonna make my own Kamen Rider series. I'm gonna be the Kamen Rider. Of course, he didn't use the name Kamen Rider because legal issues. And then he became the Insector Son. Just like Kamen Rider Black is the Kamen Rider Black Ares is the insect from the sun, and the son of the sun. I'm gonna make a reference, make my series in, and he made with I have this camera, a motor, and a suite that I made in my house. But this escalate quickly in Brazil. So this guy go to the music shows, in TV shows to be interviewing, and the Brazilian TV channel was like, "Can we do our own Tokusatsu?" And some weird stuff bring from that. We got a series known as Bambulua. He was like, it's a pre-show to you to watch before the animes that you're gonna watch. It's like, he has a series of teenager hanging out, and he fights some villains, and he lasts like 5 minutes, but then you're gonna see your anime in the show. So the problem was like, we're gonna make our cybernetic Super Sentai heroes, and it was like, I'm the black visor, phone clothes, colored phone coat, and the villains of they use the same.
All the formula is there.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. The villains of the series use the same type of clothes, but if he's a bad guys, they use shades of gray. We are the bad guys. We use shades of grays, like you are the colored guys.
Gotcha.
And what's happening? The Brazilian released some stuff. We got a religious TV channel from a Christian TV channel that made a tokusatsu. really bizarre. The series known as Tisebayo. He was like, he got these powers from God.
Okay.
To fight the 7 deadly sins.
Okay.
But that's Kamen Rider kind.
It was like, I think it's
Kamen Rider kind copy the
it's really goofy. It's really bad produced, but it's really really strange to think that a Christian TV made a tokusatsu show about. It's only last 3 episodes of 5 minutes each, but it was like they made a yellow suit for the guy to fight like a metal hero. It was like, my God, why the people do that? But the people love tokusatsu. So we are talking with the guys. So some guys reach us to talk on a podcast. We need to talk here in this stuff, but there are guys in Brazil that are releasing two groups of guys that are releasing their own indie tokusatsu series. We have Timerman. There is is like a just one guy that made our own series. It's nice production considering that he's got a low budget. He's not a good actor, but he's a nice action actor. He make the face that they do in these videos is Kamen Rider Blade like level of quality, but the fights are amazing. They do nice stunts, nice fights. Okay. And we have Guardians of the Power in Brazil, Guardiões do Poder. They are doing something like a Super Sentai. There are a lot of people. There are 3 or 4 people in the group, and they fight evil. And the people are doing this, and they are uploading YouTube. They are talking with guys. We have a friend of ours that he made a lot of covers of tokusatsu songs in his YouTube channel. And he was like, I'm gonna make the music for these guys for this tokusatsu series. And he goes and made the music. And it was a nice music. It was like, oh my God, Brazil's gonna go have some tokusatsu, and we are gonna watch this tokusatsu. And the people that didn't have some money to do that. I know that in United States you have some of these, but more on the Power Rangers side. Nah.
It's definitely more like Power Rangers themed than it is anything else. Also, I'm looking at pictures of Timerman. This is a badass looking suit. I really like this suit. It's a cool suit.
See the suit here,
yeah. The use of the green and white, I really like.
Yeah.
And this stuff is funny because the Power Rangers, I remember that I watched that Power Rangers on Worthy. I really like the work that the guys do in YouTube. But the people in the United States are more like Power Rangers. But in Brazil, let's pick some Super Sentai. I'm going to pick some Kamen Rider because it's the most famous. For you to see, Ricardo Cruz, the singer from the Jump Project Band, we talked that he made the best indie tokusatsu show in Brazil because he released a song that he writes that he really loves Metal Hero. So, I really love Metal Hero. I want to write a song about a Metal Hero. Mm-hmm. So to write this song about Metal Hero, can I make a Metal Hero? So they release the clip, the music video, and is a episode of his Metal Hero. The Kreuzer is this Metal. So the fun stuff was like Hiroshi Watari was coming to Brazil to an event. So Ricardo Cruz is a friend of Hiroshi, and it was like, Hiroshi, can you be the hero of my Metal Hero? And Hiroshi was like, of course I'm gonna be. And so the music video, you see Charivan as Spilvan doing another Metal Hero with, like, I'm 50 years old, and he's fighting. It's really awesome. And the music is really good.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
It's really crazy to see that Brazil has this force to make, I'm going to do my own Tokusatsu series, and I'm going to do with a real Tokusatsu actor. And it was
awesome.
like, I think this is amazing. Actually, it's a work of art and love on top of everything, because
The moral of this story is like, is about the passion,
Yeah.
If that
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
story William told, or the Heisei Wiki, or whatever, it's the passion of the fans about Tokusatsu, and they literally move mountains about what they love. You guys doing whatever you can to make Tokusatsu bigger in West.
Yeah.
And we get that kind of stuff too. Like when you release that movies from Kamen Rider from Heisei Wiki, we watch it too. We have watch parties. We bring together our friends online, of course, and watch it together. It was very funny.
Yeah.
And we have we have a podcast about it because we want to talk about it.
Exactly.
We're here now because of it. If be personal projects or group projects, we just wanna
I think
talk
one
about
of many
Tokusatsu.
conversations we're probably gonna end up having.
Yeah. So I posted on the chat the link to the Ricardo Cruz song is known as On the Rocks.
Yeah.
And you can see on the thumb the hero that he made. And this Tokusatsu clip is so amazing that he even made the giant robot, just like Jaspion. And he was a guy from Brazil, a 3D modeler. He made the animation for the robot, and it's really, really amazing to see. So Brazil has a lot of love for Tokusatsu. We just need the opportunity and the companies to work in the Brazil fandom to make a lot of stuff, because we really wanna see and buy and consume the Tokusatsu stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I really can't stress enough, like you said, Wilson, it all comes from a place of love at the end of the day. It's all because we love talking about the stuff, hanging out about the stuff, watching. Like, all these indie products are great. Yeah, like most of the stuff here in the US is mainly Power Rangers based, and I feel like a lot of the big ones are like Power Rangers dudes making Power Ranger things that aren't technically Power Rangers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we really talked on our last live about the next movie that Jason David Frank is releasing.
Legend of the White Dragon, yeah.
Yeah, it's, oh my god, he's right. I'm gonna be the White Ranger, but I can't use the name of White
he's like,
Ranger,
it's not Power
so-
Rangers, it's legally distinct Power Rangers.
Yeah.
barely Power Rangers.
It's just like Power Rangers.
It's not. It's Power Rangers.
You would say Power Rangers? Are you crazy?
But of course, he loves it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't hate him for it. Like, regardless of what it is and how I feel about him making off-brand Power Rangers as a Power Ranger, at the end of the day, it's because he loves Power Rangers, and that's more Toku stuff for us. So I'm down for it.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna watch. I'm really anxious to watch.
Yeah. I'm excited. And apparently it has a couple other Rangers in it. I know it did from the original trailer. I don't know if some people dropped out, but it definitely has a few other Rangers in there too that he's buddies with. Like, I think Johnny Young Bosch is in there.
Of course he is.
A couple other guys. Yeah, of course he is.
A
couple other guys.
actor did Wes in Power Rangers.
Yes, Wes. Yeah, he was in there, definitely. They're like good buddies. They post all the time.
And these two guys are in all of conventions of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
the convention
really love it.
is in
being
the
a
corner
Power
of my
Ranger.
street, and we are gonna have two guys to see the convention. I'm going. Fuck it.
Yep.
I love to be on convention. They are this kind of guys.
Yeah. And that's great. I mean, if I respect it, honestly, like, engage the fans, go nuts, let them celebrate, At the
Funny
end
to
of the
see
day.
Walter Jones, the Black Ranger for Power Rangers Mighty Morphin. he came to Brazil in an event in Japan Matsuri in Brazil. He was like, "Oh, I'm just going to this event not because of Power Rangers. It's because I'm a dance teacher, and I was going to Brazil to learn some dance. I'm a Zouk professor, so Brazil has a lot of nice Zouk dancers." And I was like, "Oh, I'm a Power Ranger too, now, so I can go to the cons and talk to the people." I was like, "What?"
Was he learning a new hip hop keto form? Is that what was happening?
Yeah, no. For you to know, I was crazy to go to talk to him for. Can we dance some hip hop keto? Because because he's this guy, man. He's love dance. I love dancing. I love Power Rangers. So.
I was there to interview him in this event, and he's a great guy. Yeah.
No, they are. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met Austin St. John at one of the conventions up this way. The original Jason, the Red Ranger. He's an amazing dude. He's super chill. Jason David Frank, I've met a few times as well. Also super chill. They're all fantastic, and it's cool that they're just here for the fans. It seems like most of the time. So yeah. Fantastic.
I'm very humble though, because if I ever got a chance to be a Power Ranger, I don't care how many times I get punched in the face for it. I would never stop introducing myself as a Power Ranger.
Right.
No, it's the only stuff. If I was a Power Ranger, I was like, that you are a nice guy. You maybe have PhD. You have, discovered the cure of AIDS. But you're a Power Ranger? No. I'm a Power Ranger. You can't. You save.
Get on my level.
Yeah, you save millions of people curing the cancer, but you can't say it's morphing time. No, I can't.
Like
me and Alpha hang out every Friday. What's up?
Recently, we have an interview with we community like
yes.
We have that interview with Takeshi Hongo, and he said something very nice about how he want to be the good example for kids. Kids watch Kamen Rider and see a hero, and I have even like 15 years later, but he still want to be that hero for the kids. Like I think it's about that, like doesn't matter how much time you had that gig in a tokusatsu show. It's about how you do after that, being out, because forever people are gonna look at these actors and not see a regular person. Is gonna see that's Takeshi Hongo. That's the
and really, and let's be serious. It's really awesome to see a guy with 75 years old that came to an event and go, right
it's so nice how they sing, it's heavy, like.
I was like, "Oh my god, this guy gonna kill me!" Oh my god,
it's kind of scary. Not for us who cheering for him, but for the
whoever he's doing that for.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Guys, I want to thank you so much for hanging out with us today. It's been an absolute blast.
Seriously.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Do you guys want to show your stuff one last time before we get out of here?
Yeah, shameless plug time.
That's what this is about right now. Shameless plug time.
What you got coming up, guys?
So, it's just to people to go to the. I know we've talked Portuguese, but to follow the Henshin Hero social network. Yeah, it's all in at Henshin Hero all together. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. We do some lives here too.
Twitter have the translate function.
Yeah, but it's really awesome for me to be here for you guys, because this Global Satsu is talk about.
Yeah.
So, because it's about to reunite the guys, talk about the stuff that we love, and just like Deca Wing is say here on chat, to talk about series that this pumps me and excites me in other ways that I can even explain because
Yeah.
I think I'm just sad. What Takeshi Hongo
Did you
is gonna
say
do in this
exciting?
moment? If he said he's gonna like, Raida, Henshin, and he's gonna solve his problems. So it's all about that. So for me to be here is really awesome. I hope that we can hang out another times.
Absolutely.
To talk about Tokusatsu.
Absolutely.
Sometimes
Sure thing.
I want you guys to be on Henshin Hero podcast. We need to talk about
alive
that
too, alive.
because to talk about because I want to know the history of Tokusatsu in United States
Yeah.
from your perspective.
We want to know what is your Manchistosaurus.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was really amazing to hang out with you guys because for me was the moment that Henshin Hero got internationally, but it's not about Henshin Hero going internationally. It's about the guys that love Tokusatsu in Brazil, knowing the guys from other types of countries, and talk about and see you talking about Tokusatsu.
The next level will be we talking about Tokusatsu with Japanese guys. You know?
Right? That's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like what I'm kind of hoping jumps off with this. Like we can get people. I would love to get someone from Europe. There's all kinds of places in Europe that I know literally nothing about when it comes to Toku. Like I don't know what England's experience is, anything like that. Like I would love to talk about people from all over and just see what their kind of history is with Toku.
And Carl, we have a friend that's super Yosen. He has a channel on YouTube. He's a Brazilian guy that lives in Japan.
Okay.
So I think that the content that he has is gonna be awesome for you because one of the stuff that he does for me is the most I like that he goes to the stores and he goes and show all the Toku stuff on the stores. So he's like, I'm gonna ride my bike and go to the pawn shop on the Tokusatsu section, and when you see the video, it was like, oh my god, there's too much Tokusatsu stuff. Too much.
And the Gundam stuff. Sometimes they show all the stuff in the store and have like walls of gunplas. I like walls.
and the
oh my god, it's so easy. It's just there.
and walls of Tokusatsu stuff. I remember when you go to a pawn shop, it has this is a wall of Gokai keys. And it's a whole
just a
wall
casual wall of
keys.
Gokai keys.
Yeah, this is a wall of Gaia memory. I was like, oh my god.
That's some stuff that is even in Japan is expensive, but there is stuff like it's cheap. You know, like buy 3 pay 2. Like
he buy me a Tiger Spark, the morpher from Kamen Rider Tiger, the Ultraman Tiger, and was like, oh, okay. Guy, can you buy for me? Of course I can buy. It's $5. What? A morpher? New? From Ultraman? For $5? Yeah. When the series not make a lot of success, the toys was like, oh, we have to discount these, and it was like 90.
I gotta find someone to hook me up with a Gridman acceptor. That's what I need.
Yeah,
they're like $200 over here. I gotta find that dollar store version.
Yeah.
Like,
so he's nice.
He's very funny too.
He's a really nice guy. We talk with him a lot. He goes to our podcast to talk with stuff. But
Very
it's
cool.
a kind of content that I think is awesome because we in Brazil was like, how is like to be a Japanese guy buying Tokusatsu stuff on Japan, because we all buy online stores, but they're gonna I'm going to this gashapon machine and I'm gonna try to pick all the Sentai gears that I want. And he was like, oh, I'm spending too many pennies on this stuff, it doesn't come the Sentai gear that I want. And stuff like that.
So many pennies.
It's really awesome.
To spend so many pennies. It's the networking that's gonna pay off. It's that work and the talking to everybody that's gonna get us where we want to get.
Yeah.
And the next time we talk, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into the whole genesis of everything for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope so. Yeah. And talking about projects, Toku projects. Can I talk about one project that I have?
Absolutely.
Tokusatsu related.
Yeah.
It's something I've been loving to do it, and I'm discovering I'm pretty good at it. And it's simple. I made a tweet. It started like a joke with a bunch of friends, but I take it seriously. And anyway, I made a Twitter account I don't know if Carl sometimes see that on retweets from Henshin Rio. Anyway, uh, it's account I made to every day post a Toku location. A place where Tokusatsu are filming. I try to locate the place and share with people. They're like, the show you like to watch, it was here, like a real place. You can go to that place if you go to Japan, of course, but you can go to that place. The most of. I'm gonna bring the link to that Twitter here.
So he's kind of like, oh, you see this castle on this fight on this episode of Kamen Rider 01? So here it is. People also goes and posts the location on Google Streets to you see it, you can navigate to that place and see where he is and see the stuff he like.
It's the more close I'm gonna get to go to Japan like this,
and sometimes he got some funny stuff. That there's a time that he was doing Google Street for one location, and the photo of the Google Street moment is the moment that they are filming the episode. So the production guys are on the photo.
Yeah,
and you can see. Oh my god!
I can't believe it.
I just retweeted. If it's easier for anyone, on my Twitter at Kaiju Carl, I just retweeted the most recent post he did. So you guys can check that out there. It should be most recent one.
And like it's like I really loving doing that because have some location is hard to find because it's like I watching, I don't know, the first Ultraman from 66. And I see a place like, I think I know this place. And go Google it and like, Japan, White Bridge, stuff. And sometimes I find it just looking at Google Maps. Like, look into the screen from the show and look to Google Maps. Like, I think it's here. Oh my God, it's here. I found it in I. Oh my God.
I'm gonna talk to Wilson to make this post make 2 posts every day. When in Portuguese, you open in English for you guys to.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I will definitely retweet all of those because that sounds super fun. I saw a couple of them. I wasn't sure what it was, and then I was like, okay, I kind of get it. Okay.
And I'm kind of proud of it. It's
awesome.
Really funny to found this place because it's a way to even know more about Tokusatsu. I have some. How am I gonna say clues, to find some places. Like there's a post from Toku Nation, I think. Let me see.
Tokusatsu Network.
Tokusatsu Network. They have a old post in their site with some Toku locations, so I use them as a reference. But they stop and do it in ZO. So there is some shows or older shows, newer and older shows, they don't have. So I have to look by myself. I have to learn some words in Japanese to search the place. Thank God we have Google to translate some stuff to me get it, But it's really fun to do it, and I really hope that somehow make the Tokusatsu fans know more about the shows they like. And there is, I don't know, someone could go to Japan and make a Toku tour, visit the places where their shows were filming,
That's a genius idea. They do that Hollywood Stars tour. There's no reason they can't do the Toku tour. Genius. Oh man. Where can our chat followers check you guys out one more time? That's at Location Toku, by the way, if you guys didn't see it in the chat. At Location Toku.
Oh, yeah, Location Toku.
Yeah, and then also make sure you follow at Henshin Rio. That's their podcast.
Yeah.
Their baby.
Yeah.
All right. Rob, what you got going on? You got anything fun? You got to top these. I don't know how you're going to top that, honestly. I'm a little scared. I'm making you go first, so I don't have to.
Just a minute.
I think that's the best part. I'm gonna go first because I'm done. I got nothing. We're just gonna keep streaming. We're gonna keep pushing them out because there's a lot of stuff that happened this Heisei week that we're just gonna keep touching on. There's a lot more coming. And by the way, I saw the Revice driver. I want it. I want it back.
Yeah,
The Revice
so
driver.
cool. The Revice driver.
It's so big.
Yeah.
No, but I want it. I was just looking at pictures of
No,
it.
maybe the toy thing is a little smaller. It's always a little smaller. But I think so cool. They got the stample, William.
These stamp.
Stample. Yeah.
Stamp.
Fuck.
Yeah. And the screen flips down and everything. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
But that's all I've got. We're gonna touch base again, and when we stream again, I'll be touching base with Carl. We'll have probably emails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you guys are watching on Twitch, you guys know where to find me. I'm here most days of the week. It's at Kaiju Carl on Twitch. Your Twitch as well is just Henshin Rio?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, make sure you guys follow Henshin Rio on Twitch as well. And yeah, we'll definitely absolutely do this again. We'll make sure Felipe is available, and then we'll make sure we can definitely hang out again. And we'll try to do some research to try and figure out, because I know my history of Toku, but it's probably a little different than like most other people's.
Yeah.
Get as many people as we can to do that. That'll be great.
Yeah, guys, I want to thank you so much again for hanging out with us today. I've had the most fun I've had in a long time on this show, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Was an honor.
Yeah, thank you. It was something awesome to do.
Yeah. Make sure you guys follow Henshin Rio on all the social medias. Make sure you follow me at Kaiju Carl on all the social medias. We will check you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out for Tokudon. Have a good night, guys.